Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. How's everybody doing out there this evening, man? This is another stream of Crew Season. Wind Down Wednesdays, the Thanksgiving edition. Look, man, we appreciate everybody for tapping in with us, man. We have an amazing panel on stage. We're gonna get to them in just 1 second. Crusader Nation is in the building, man. I see y'all leaves all through the chat. I love to see it. If y'all have not hit that like button, make sure that y'all tap that like button before we get this thing started. It's gonna be a hell of a conversation tonight. And like I said, man, I appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. We have some new blood on the stage tonight, so like we always do, we're gonna introduce this amazing panel. First and foremost, we have Miss TJ Randolph in the building with us this evening. We have my boy Philosophical in the building with us this evening. Ronan is in the building with us this evening. Miss Saida is in the building with us this evening. We have B, Lucky Marie, in the building with us this evening. OT in the building with us. Miss Queen in the building with us this evening. Y'all already know, man. B,
Man, y'all know the God in the building. Come on, man, it's me.
he always got to do his own. Shout out to bro, man. Smooth in the building with us this evening. B Taylor TV is in the building with us, and me. They call me Trill AC, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in with us. This is Crew Season. How y'all doing, man? It's Thanksgiving. Mental health check. How's everybody, mentally? Y'all good?
Absolutely.
Great.
Awesome.
I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it. I know y'all. I mean, is everybody cooking? Who cooking something?
Come
I
on,
don't
man.
smell nothing.
I'm the only one cooking out of the whole panel, man.
No, I'm cooking smooth. I'm cooking.
I'm already done.
Get up early to make my collard greens, my Cajun collard greens, and mac and cheese.
I did my gumbo at 12 this afternoon, big baby. You know what I'm saying? So,
And
yeah,
the food's still not gonna be ready tomorrow on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't eat till 5. My mama say, hell no, she ain't ready. I say,
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Well, you get
my Thanksgiving tour is set, so I'm good.
oh, trust me, the tour is set too.
Oh, you got y'all got the what they call the itinerary ready to go.
Itinerary, hey, 2:30, 6:30.
I'm coming in with the to-go box. 5 minutes.
Hey, real quick, this ain't even on the docket, but I'm just curious, man. Like, what's y'all go to dish that y'all cook? Y'all say y'all throw down the best. What's the dish that y'all bring in there that's gonna have everybody hurting, man? We're gonna go with B Taylor first.
My mac and cheese, highly requested every year, every holiday, period. And my collard greens, my Cajun spicy collard greens. Y'all not touching it.
Ooh, I like that energy. See, macaroni is pressure.
Exactly.
You can't just be, you know what I mean? You can't be kind of decent with the macaroni.
Right.
It need to be otherworldly for you to be tapping into that. Smooth. What's up?
You gotta have pieces in there that's a little burnt, just that little
Smooth,
burnt.
Smooth bring the rolls.
Yeah.
Smooth just bring the rolls.
Nah, I just seasoned my turkey, man. I'm putting it on at 12 a.m. on the dot. It's gonna be all night, about 9 hours. I'm gonna have it on, seasoned with some red wine, Cajun season. It's me involved.
But is that your go-to?
Nah, you can say that's my go-to because I ain't cooking nothing else. I ain't got the time for it. These hands too precious to be cooking all day.
Oh my God.
These hands too precious. Queen, what's your go-to dish?
Oh gosh. I mean, y'all see my Instagram food, whatever. What is that food circle, whatever? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say my dirty rice. I'm gonna say my dirty rice goes pretty hard in the paint.
Okay.
You can't have no crunchy rice in there now.
Huh?
No crunchy rice.
No crunchy rice.
No. I don't do that Adolfo rice.
That's sacrilege.
I'm telling you, bro. OT, you say the gumbo?
Yeah, this year I made the gumbo for it was requested. You feel me?
Okay.
They just sent the list out and was like, "This what you doing?" So I already know what that means.
How dark is the water?
Hot dog.
It's almost dark as you, so you know.
That's what I'm talking about, goddamn.
You said about talking your water.
We good. Hey, but normally, if not that, normally I make potato salad too. So I got a mean potato salad. You know.
All right, I got you. Miss TJ, what's your go-to dish?
Well, I'll put it to you like this. My daughter is 28, and for the past 24 years, my macaroni and cheese is undefeated.
Okay.
And many have tried to master. There've been many mac-offs, and I'm sorry,
Mac-off.
I'm still the reigning champion.
Wow.
I like that energy right there. Ronan, what's your go-to dish, man?
I say not just yams, meatloaf, banana pudding.
Ooh, another pressure item.
And occasionally, depending on the cousin that comes over there, we had a Thanksgiving blunt, but that's something else.
I hear you.
Hey, kids do not do drugs. This is a disclaimer we put: do not do drugs. Miss Saira, if you had to pick one dish that you was invited to the Thanksgiving dinner, you had to pick one dish that you gonna bring, what would it be?
That's difficult. Do you eat anything? Because we have the idea that turkey. Okay, ribs. I'll go with ribs.
Ooh,
okay.
Oh shit!
Another pressure item.
Hold on.
The ribs got to be cooked right.
That's my weakness.
If the bones ain't falling out, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tender.
I like to hear it. Ill.
I like this.
What you going with, bro?
I mean, my mac and cheese kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's critically acclaimed, highly requested. I bring it through. You feel me? It's in high demand.
I feel like we need a cook-off on our mac and cheese.
I think so.
And I don't know, man. I'm telling you, it's kind of wild. I'm just saying.
It's a mac-off. I say a mac-off. That's what I say.
We got to set that up.
If you use Velveeta, it's not official. So
no, it's not.
If you use Velveeta,
So wait.
we not doing it. That ain't
So
going
you
to go.
using Tillamook?
That ain't gonna fly. I put smoked Gouda in mine, but that's enough. I ain't gonna tell you no more. That's it.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
Y'all talking too loud in here. You hear me? Calm that down. You
they telling too much. Get out of my bag. Get out of my bag.
Spell Gouda. Get out of here.
You know what I mean? Nah, that's a bit. It's lucky. It's lucky. What we going with?
Like I'm repeating it, but I don't know if anybody's tried this. I like Cajun macaroni and cheese, so that's the only way that I like it. But I would say peach cobbler.
Another pressure item.
Peach cobbler, whether it's the regular way or sometimes I like to make them like beignets or pockets, and then a little bit of cinnamon. So yeah, I would say those. I'm not good at dressing. I can't cook dressing for shit. I mean, for nothing. Yeah, I can't.
Girl, hey, I'll let you go to my mom's house, man. I don't know how to do it either, but pro at it.
Because I'll be wanting it to taste like, what you grew up on, and I'll be like, don't even eat it. It don't even hit the same. Just throw it away. Yeah.
See. Well, okay, man. Like I said, I gotta take y'all word for it until we have this cook off, and I gotta show y'all what y'all really supposed to be doing in that kitchen. But that's another conversation for another day. We gonna get this thing started. Hold up. Again, make sure that y'all tap that like button, man. If y'all ain't tapped the like button, y'all know how we give it up, man. 100 before we even get into the discussion. But in the meantime, Red is in the building. That's Kinfolk right there in the building with us with the 20 balls.
Did you say your bitch?
Who, me?
Yeah,
you. Man, I can close my eyes and pick one, and it's gonna come out.
Wow.
But if I had to go with one,
baked beans.
Strawberry sauce.
He putting peas on. Somebody eating the peas.
I'm making mean green beans.
Nigga said baked beans. I'm about to kick this nigga off this live stream. Nah, look here, man. Me, I do a little bit of ham. That's otherworldly. Macaroni, of course. I feel like if you can't cook the mac, man, what are you really doing? You shouldn't even be in the kitchen for Thanksgiving. That's my honest opinion. But if I had to pick two, it would be those two specifically.
Okay.
Hey, but Red, shout out to Red. Red in charge of Dirty Rice this year, so we're gonna see how it goes.
Ooh, another pressure.
I have to say, I personally don't like macaroni and cheese, but I think, I know, I think that I haven't tried the right one.
That's what it
because I
is.
see the recipes and everything that you do, that it makes me think like, okay, that looks really good.
Right
But
now,
Yeah, you can't get that craft.
in the kitchen,
Not the craft.
that ain't the right one you need to be messing with.
Right.
If they just don't know what to pour in there and how to mix it, get them out of here.
I'll ask Queen Shiva to send me the recipe. I'll try to do it.
Okay.
That's a fact, man. Salute to
I got
Red.
you,
Say, make sure
Fab.
y'all. Red say, make sure y'all hit the likes. I'll be in and out of the chat. This should be a good topic of discussion. I'll be back. That's a fact, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all heard, bro. He back again. He's saying, if the cranberry sauce is ever on your plate, get out.
Well, what does he use?
Fact.
Gravy instead?
Okay, man, because people be, using the cranberry sauce to hide the fact that somebody don't know what they're doing in the kitchen. But that's another conversation for
I
another
eat cranberry
day.
sauce by itself. Am I the only one that's like obsessed with it?
Yes.
I'm the only one?
Look, man, we gonna man, we're gonna get you some help immediately after this. Don't you worry about it. We got love for you.
Right out the can. It's so good.
What, cranberry sauce?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
by
out the
itself.
can.
You do ocean
Cranberry
spray?
beatbox.
Yes.
Oh my God, B. Taylor, no.
Crew counseling coming soon.
Oh, well, you gotta.
Look here, we gonna pray for you. Don't you worry about that. This is a blessed panel. We gonna see that God do his work on you. Jeffrey with the 10 ball. Ronan gonna pull out the sword, nunchucks, and shuriken. I hope I'm saying that right. If you mess this food up, B. Taylor will get the strap. Queen Sheba will. You know what? I don't want to know.
What are we talking about?
Somebody threw a Thanksgiving up.
That's a fact. Jeffrey again, he said, yo, if I find that someone messes up my macaroni and cheese and my yam smooth voice, I'm praying on your downfall.
Facts.
That's a fact.
Facts. You wasted 40 minutes of good cooking. Get out of here.
Yeah, because at that point, the whole meal is ruined.
Yeah,
But
it is.
we're going to go ahead and get this thing rocking, man. Today, we will be discussing whether or not men are in love with men. Because, we have conversations a lot. In just regular everyday life, and men always get accused of, enjoying spending more time with our boys than with our woman, right? So I think we're gonna unpack whether or not this is true. We're gonna unpack the whys and the role that women play in causing it. But before we get there, y'all know we like to lay foundation first and foremost. So the first question I got for y'all this evening is, how would you guys define quality time with your significant other? So we're gonna go with.
I'm gonna jump out the window. Quality time is me doing everything you want me to do. You get what I'm saying? And I ain't complaining. We laid up. You know what I'm saying? Like we just doing the intimate shit. The little shit that count that you don't really see. That's quality time. But a lot of women get confused with quality time with us and my personal quality time. It's two totally different things.
Say that again.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all breathe on that.
I agree.
Miss Aida, you want to jump out there next?
Yeah. Well, definitely no phones within, the quality time. No other like distractions. I would say actually not even TV. When it's quality time, it's time to connect and communicate, like a walk, have a conversation that we usually don't discuss. It doesn't even have to be like in a setting or specific setting. It's just, hey, let's sit down on a couch and just talk or whatever. If you want to add the intimacy part later, it's fine. But I would say no distractions, no kids, no family members, nothing, none of that. It's just us.
I like that. Ill, how would you define quality time, man?
I think I'm gonna double down on what she said. It's really just about undivided attention. You know what I'm saying? It's not about, letting your attention be scattered with other things. Definitely no phones. And really, it just don't matter what you're really doing. It's just that each other is the focus,
Okay. I like it. Miss Lucky, quality time. What does that look like?
I agree with undivided attention. It doesn't matter what we do. We could be at a strip club, like whatever we bond together. with, and it's family here if y'all hear me. But yeah, however we bond together and enjoy each other's company, where we can laugh, whatever. Some people's quality time is, oh, we old. Let's see if we can still go to the theme park. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just whatever it is that's fun together, or that can just undivided attention. It could be with people around, but it's just something that y'all do that you guys both enjoy, I would say.
I like it. Ronan, quality time. What does that look like?
Definitely, I agree with the panel. No phones, no internet, no unnecessary distractions. It doesn't matter if we're playing a competitive game of GoldenEye, Mario Kart, or going to the go-karts or strip club. We just able to have that intimate conversation, and where we start seeing where we're at, what's going on with each other, reassuring each other that our time matters mutually.
I like it. Miss B. Taylor, quality time.
Yeah, I think as adults, quality time is just enjoying a moment together. It could be just us sitting and watching a movie together. To me, that's quality time. Regardless of wherever we are, we're just kind of enjoying the moment together. So for me, that's quality time.
Okay. I like it. Oh, quality time. I need to hear it, man. What does that look like?
I mean, a little bit of what everybody said. For me, if I had to just name just a few specifics, I mean, quality time would be like us making a meal together. We doing a puzzle. We got a playlist going, and we got a game night, just me and you. You know, something like that. Just some low key, something just us. You know what I'm saying? It could be. But we have questions. We have a questions card, and we pulling out, out the jar, asking other random questions and trying to figure out, some things you never knew about your partner. So stuff like that. And again, like everybody said, no phones, all that stuff. So yeah.
I like it, Miss Queen. Quality time.
I think I'm gonna go with piggyback off of undivided attention, and then a little bit of what OT just said. It could be as simple as checking in, like, how was your day? But no, how are you really doing? How are you really feeling? I've said that before, and it kind of caused my husband to pause and be like, well, damn, how am I feeling? For me, a little bit of quiet, like I like a lot of quiet, but he can be right here. I like a lot of mental stimulation. He likes a lot of noise, bang, bang, movies and shoot 'em up. So it varies, but we make sure that we show up for each other. Yeah.
Okay. If I had to define it, I'd say time that's intentional. I think oftentimes, we can confuse quality times with just us being in the same space. Say for instance, somebody's married and we live together, right? We come home every day and see each other every day. Sure. But that's not necessarily intentional time, right? Like just I'm going to the bathroom, you leaving the bathroom, we pass by each other, you sitting on the couch, I'm watching TV, you kind of on your phone, kind of halfway listening, whatever. Again, we're kind of forced to be in the same place, but a lot of people would consider that quality time, right? Because nobody else is around, we close to each other, whatever, but it's not intentional. I think intentional time is quality time, regardless of what it is that we're doing. If we are sitting on the couch, hey, baby, let's go lay on the couch together and watch a movie. Or baby, let's go to the movies. Or let's go on this walk or this drive or whatever. But it's intentional. That's why I feel like it's the key word to that. Miss TJ, how would you define quality time?
Well, I'm like Prince and I think Apollonia or Vanity. I don't care where we go, what we do, just take me with you. I just, me and Mr. Randolph, Sunday, no matter what's going on, that is our time together. Even if we're sitting watching Columbo, I know y'all don't know who Columbo is, but he's a detective. Sitting watching Columbo. This past Sunday, we made pizza together. So, sometimes we are just, I'm not a football fan, but he's a Cowboys fan. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just in the room. So
good
I don't
man
care
right there. Good man.
No,
what we do, just take me with you. So that's, I'm with it.
Okay, I like the answers, man. And again, like I say, we ask these questions to kind of lay foundation. So at this point, we're gonna go to the other side. I got a question. How important is giving each other our own personal space, and why is it important? Go ahead, Il. You good job out there.
I think it's extremely important. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think relationship, it's like, love will keep the respect there, but passion to keep you together. And when I think about passion, I associate passion with like a fire. And if you know anything about fire need air to keep going. Once you smother it, it go out. So I feel like when you're around each other too much, you start to notice too many things you don't like about the person. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need space to just forget about things and just renew that fire. So I feel like space is extremely healthy.
Yeah, I think I think my personal quality time is just for me to recharge. You get what I'm saying? Like me to clear my mind on leading this shit and just being everything you need me to be. You know what I'm saying? My family need me to be. You get what I'm saying? Whether that's me getting out with the fellas, me being on the game, you know what I'm saying? Me smoking my hookah, watching the game, dolo. Even though my wife loves football, but that's the moments sometimes I need to myself. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I would judge.
Yeah, I look at it like just like paying yourself in a sense. My grandfather always tell me when you get paid, pay yourself first, pay your bills, all that good stuff. So in a sense, it's the same thing. You need that quality time for yourself. Of course, you need your quality time with your woman, but it's just something about that quality time by yourself, man. Like going grab lunch or a dinner or just I don't know, man. It's just amazing. Like at first, I used to be scared to just do things out by myself, but then after a while, you just start doing it. Like, damn, like it's just so much freedom and just you ain't got to worry about nothing. It's just you being you, however you want to do it. You ain't got to worry about leaving at a certain time, getting ready at a certain time, and you just moving on your own accord. So yeah, definitely extremely important.
I was thinking about the same when OT said like, well, at some point I felt like I was a bad woman because I didn't even want to reply to text message at that moment. Like I saw the message or I heard the ping and I didn't want to reply, but then I constantly told myself I don't have to. I'm cooking, I'm busy, and I removed the notification so I don't even hear that because I don't feel forced to reply. I want to do it when I have the time and not forced to actually say, okay, here I am. And I think we all have been through those moments where we're needy. And I think that's when the younger we are, we're more needy to be with the person. And the older you get, you start noticing that you need more time, your own time, and you value your own time because that makes you, miss the person. Like I see, couples at the gym and they're like kissing and hugging. And I'm like, just look at them. And it's like, too much. So I wouldn't be able to do that. And then like you consider like I really appreciate my own time. I want my own space, but that doesn't make you a bad partner. That doesn't make you a bad, a bad person.
Yeah, I would agree, man. I think that time to yourself is absolutely necessary, and I know we as men oftentimes catch heat for wanting to have our own time. Like a lot of women really genuinely feel like once I find a man I love, I'm ready to dive head first. I cut all my friends off. Hell no, I don't want to go to the happy hour. Hell no, I don't want to come over there and watch shows with y'all. None of that. Me and my man, my man, my man, my man, my man. Right, and that's cool. Right, we appreciate the investment that you have into this relationship. But fact is, as a man, we need that time, personal time to ourselves. Going back to what Smooth said, because with y'all, 99% of the time we on guard, and a lot of women don't really understand that, right? And what I mean by on guard, right, meaning on guard to make sure that your day is going smooth, on guard to make sure your mental health is right, and if we out somewhere, on guard to make sure that you are physically protected, right? A man just can't be around. Let me rephrase. A grown man, a real man, cannot be around his woman and just relax 100%, because he's always concerned with making sure everybody around us is good. It could be you, it could be our kids, it could be whatever, right? But the difference is that when we with our boys, we can just we have no obligations at that point. And see, a lot of women find that hard to kind of see it that way, because when they're around us, they get to just be completely vulnerable. I can drink as much as I want to drink. I can get sloppy, whatever. Why? Because my man got me. He's on guard. He's looking out for me at all times. So I can be basically a child around my man and be good. But see, men, because of what our duties are in this marriage or in this relationship, we can't turn our guard off with y'all. And a lot of times we wait till we get to our boys to be able to do that. So that's why I feel like that personal space is necessary, because once we go to our boys and we get to unwind, then we can come back to y'all and snap back into the grown man that we need to be to make sure that this ship is running smoothly. So it's very important. Go ahead, TJ.
You know, it's my husband is a truck driver, so even, you know, he's obviously on the road a lot, so he has a lot of time to himself. But what I know that even when he comes home, I know that I don't just pounce on him because he's home. He still needs time to decompress. And so when he is home, I don't even, you know, really commune with him, if you will. You know, we may touch and agree, if you know what that means. We may touch and agree, but then I let him have his time to decompress without, you know, well, you know, how was it on the road? I mean, and so I think maybe, I don't know who said it, maybe it was said, I said when I was younger, I think I needed to be in the presence of my significant other all the time. But I think a lot of that, just for myself, is that I wasn't completely comfortable with my own company, so I wanted to be in his, whomever that may have been. But because I'm comfortable with my own self, I'm okay to allow him to be comfortable by himself. So that is what I've learned in my latter years.
I'll go next.
Go ahead, Quinn.
I love quiet time, so we give and take. So I take a lot of quiet time. My husband requires it every now and then, not as much as I do. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Yeah. So, but I probably require a little bit more because I appear to be extroverted. I talk because I have to, but then when I'm done, I need a lot of time to just, what is it called? Rejuvenate, to kind of shed all of that off of you from being social. Right. Whereas he's more introverted when he goes outside the house. You know, so we kind of switch roles a little bit. He's more extroverted when he comes in, and I'm more introverted. So, but we respect each other. It works.
I like it. Rona, go ahead, bro.
I just like the answers. What everybody's saying. It's just like I agree with what you say as far as like I believe that familiarity breeds contempt, and me being an ambivert, which I can be extrovert out in public to an extent, but then sometimes I need to recharge. Like I really need to decompress with things. Appreciate either where I'm at, what I have, or just do something to like really get into myself to pay myself. So when I'm able to do like that, people I care about, they come to mind. So when I do come home and she's there, I let it be known, you know, I value that time away from you so I can get the better part of myself to give back. But when it comes to being around your boys, you're able to have your fire team where you are safe, but you're able to not just be yourself, but you guys are looking out for each other, which is a whole different type of relief. And that's what I agree. So a lot of women tend to miss out on, but it's for the embetterment of the fire team at home. You got to get around with your crew, talk about things and get things right. Even if you don't have to, even if it's getting lost to the Cowboys and Niners game. So.
Kill, man. Tread lightly, man. Tread lightly. Cowboys, Niners. B. Taylor, you went already? Okay. How important is it to have that personal time to yourself, and why?
Oh, I don't know. I'm so like the opposite. I'm gonna blame it on my zodiac sign. I'm a Libra, so like I want to be in your skin. Like you, my man. I want to fit in your shirt with you. Like I'm all over you. Like even if you're playing a video game, I'm gonna just sit like a little puppy and just sit there, like on the couch, quiet. I'm like, can I stay? Like I'm a little bit. Oh, T, really? I'm quiet. I'll be right there cheering you on. Go, babe. Like, I love to be, like, you my man. Like, I'm all over you. But I did realize eventually it's like too much. It's too much where, okay, I'm going to miss you. I have to, like, go against my nature and let you go be with your friends. But I'm going to be anticipating you to come back. Like, I am. Like, even, like, I don't know, like I'll let you go out with your friends. I don't bother you or anything like that, but I'm just waiting for daddy to come home. Like that's me personally. I don't know. I'm gonna blame it on my zodiac sign. I love if I love you, I'm gonna love on you. But I don't know. So quality time is important because I've been in situations where like we are like, I think somebody said earlier, like you start to be around that person enough, you start finding things really annoying. And that's so true. So that quality time is so important. So I try to have quality time with my friends. And then like when you come back together, you know, it just makes it more spicy. So that's just my take on it. I gotta be my nature.
Then you can touch and agree.
Huh?
Then you can touch and agree.
Yeah, exactly.
So you the girl that be like, look in the corner when he playing the game.
Wait, what?
You the girl that be like, look he in the corner. Look he doing this and doing all that in the game. Trying to tell him what to do on the game. That's what
you up there helping your man play the game, or do you just be sitting quietly?
All right.
I mean, it depends. Like, I'm like, go, babe. Oh my God. Like, I act like I'm interested.
I don't want to throw a controller at her, but hey.
I mean, I could appreciate that.
Like, oh my God, you're so good at this game, even if you're not. Like,
I could appreciate a woman who will at least come around and try to, you know, participate in what I'm doing and be around me and act like she's interested and start nagging, like, oh, why you always playing the game? Or at least she's trying to participate in what I'm doing. Like, I could tolerate that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In spurts.
Yeah.
I'm a camper. I got your back. On the shooting games.
Right. See, this right here what a lot of women don't understand, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we like y'all being there and we like y'all like feeling like invested in the game, but also like when we lose, it hurt worse when y'all there. That's what y'all don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like if two men is in the room and we playing Madden or whatever, and you know a dude lose, that's way easier to take, right? Than if my girl's sitting next to me and I get mad.
Wait. Okay, is it a difference if it's like he's playing somebody else, or is it like
It's the same. It's still the same.
It's even worse if the woman wins. It's worse. Believe that.
Step out.
Hey, anybody. It could be his homeboy in the same room. It could be somebody in New England he playing. If he lose and you right there, it's just
You know what? I have experienced it where he was like, "Man, these niggas cheating!" Like he was mad, like he was like upstanding, like mad. And I'm like, "Babe, it's okay." And he's like, "No, this
it ain't.
So now I can see.
Or like Smooth say, I only got 2 bars.
Hey,
I'm lagging. I'm lagging.
These niggas camping when they camping. But I mean, yeah. So that's the that right there is the like rough part about it. Like I said, we appreciate it, and also, ladies, never say, "Hey, baby, it's just a game." Ladies, never say that ever in life, ever.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not just a game.
It's
our life.
It's life
on the line.
Take your ass over there.
But
okay.
Hell no.
Would it be tantamount to a man saying to us, "Why are you so emotional?" Would it be the same thing? So
yes.
we wouldn't. Okay.
Yes.
Well, how you feel about your favorite show? How you get all choked up over your favorite show and all that? It's the same thing.
It's
like,
just a show, baby. It's just a show.
Same thing.
Exactly.
But yeah, Miss Lucky, how important is your own personal space and why?
I think we talked about this on the self-awareness. Because I am both. I like what Queen Sheba said about her husband, which made me think in the house, like in a personal setting, I'm more bubbly, but out and about or leaving stuff like this, it takes a minute because I just like to observe. And then I understand sometimes with my personality, if people don't get me, it can be misunderstood. So then I have to figure out a way how to be myself in situations. So in public, I'm not so vocal, friendly, and stuff like this because I understand how my personality can come off. So I'm very friendly, but I'm one of those people where you kind of got to get to know me. So for me, personal time is needed because I like to reset like everyone else. I think that's not a gender thing. That's just what people should do. Because sometimes when you're around people, they take a lot from you, even your friends, relationships. And then you have to pour back into yourself or you cussing everybody out over toothpaste. or ketchup or whatever. So for me, yeah, it's very important. And I don't know if this matters, but I'm a person where I like to sleep together, but I also enjoy when you're not there because I like a bed to myself. I like to some days I like to not call you back. I just like to be with myself and don't have to answer no questions as to why I'm doing it. So I like those type of relationships pretty much where we can be together, but we don't always got to be under each other. I agree with you, Trill. Like, you got to have your own life so I can come talk about your friends. You can't just talk about mine, like stuff like that. So it's very important, or I'm going to be cussing everybody out.
I like it. I like it, man. Real quick, we're going to pay some bills. And while we paying these bills, man, make sure y'all tap that like button. If y'all ain't tapped that like button yet, I see y'all in the building. Sir Hell in the building. What up, family? All right, we have Miss Security Boss with the 20 ball. That's family right there. Salute to Security Boss. Happy Thanksgiving to the crew, the panel, and the chat, man. We appreciate it. You already know what time it is, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Hold on. We got Ronan in the building again on stage. As always. Salute to bro, man. He says, intimacy is learning, speaking the language of your significant other through your intentional time, invested into the embedment of yourselves and each other. Salute to the alum and panel. That's a fact. That is a fact, man. Appreciate you, bro. Miko with the fireball. Women high key want to argue that quality time. Oh, that's quality time for them. That's also why men prefer the company of men more. Ooh-wee. Uh-oh. Shaw with the 10 ball. We appreciate you donating, man. Appreciate you coming in and tapping in with us every Wednesday like you do, man. We're going to get into... Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, I missed my boy Sir Hill with the fireball. Shout out to the crew. Always a dope panel and discussion. We appreciate you, bro. All right, man. I got one more question before we get into the clip. We all said that personal time is very important. Part of that personal time is spending time with your friends, right? I want to ask y'all, how much time is too much time to be spending with your friends and compared to your relationship? Where's the line? Where's the... All right, now, come on now. This shit going a little too far. Where's that line at in y'all's opinion? Anybody's welcome to jump in first.
Every weekend or something. Like, dang. I don't know. Where I feel like it's intervening in our time. Like, you like your friends that much? Like, come on. Like, every weekend you're with them. I don't know. I think that's weird.
But what if, just asking the question, we spend all day with you up until 8:00. We go to dinner. We done went, on a date somewhere, went to the movies. We did our quality time. We did a puzzle, stuff like that. And then we go out with our boys.
All right, I was thinking.
Why you don't want to go out with your girls? Like,
I get a puzzle, but they get the They get the best part of the day. They get.
No. We just went out to eat.
I just spent together. Like, what?
No, hold on. We just did several activities. I just spent $300-$400. Now I'm going out with my boys. What's wrong with that?
Oh, that sounds like a drug dealer's time. Like,
you should have said the money first. Of course, you can go where you want.
I said we went out to eat. We did something for brunch. We did something for dinner. Did a little activity in between. Now it's 8:39. We making it home. The boys want to go out.
See, that's the thing, though, bro.
I have a situation with that, and I'm going to share something personal. I was engaged, and like more than 11 years ago, and he wanted to have his friends to come over to the house and to do like poker night. And I was like, okay, you can do it on Thursday because I have no problem with it. But I was like, you cannot be drinking, like, because you have to work the next day, and he had to be responsible. So if you're going to drink, make sure that is, there is a limit, because, he will trespass the line. And then he said, like, so the weekend was for us. Saturday was to visit my family, because in my country, we were very attached to our family. So Saturday was to visit my family, and Sunday was to visit his family. So we made an agreement. So pretty much the weekend we're together with our families, still together. But the Thursday night was for him and his friends. And it was just that condition. And he didn't care. So it was good. It worked.
Go ahead.
I think or OT, what you said when you spend your whole day with your lady, only thing with that is if you don't went out with her in the morning, took out the dinner, she gonna expect you to have a nice little night. So I don't know. I think when you start off like that, she just gonna expect that the whole day is with her. But I get what you're saying. But on the flip side, I think it becomes too much when you start to realize your female friend or your woman or your man is starting to be influenced by their outside circle. Now, once you start seeing their behavior change based on who they're around, that's when it starts to become a problem. When they start acting a little different. And I think when they start getting influenced by their single friends or their friends that's going through things, that's when it becomes an issue. Just going out is cool. Just don't switch up on me. Feel me?
Period.
I'm sorry, y'all.
You got it.
Can we define friends? Do he have female friends or male friends? That's a difference because he just said female friends.
No, I mean like a woman with female friends. I don't do the female friend, male friend thing. I don't do that.
That's another conversation.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, dang, I didn't think of that. But I would say no, because I agree. If I'm gonna assume the whole day is for me, but it depends because I'm also trying not to be that selfish or possessive where it's like, dang, I want all of this time because I understand like your friends want your time too. And I'm sure he spent most of the days with me. As long as he come back at a reasonable hour so that he can give me the best part of his day, his body, then I'm cool with that. Now you have to be a reasonable time because then you might need to go out, get all excited and be like, man, I need to get back to her. So I don't want to be annoying where you're like, damn, I need to get out the house. I want you to get back home. So I think that would be okay, trying to give the time, but it depends on how many days during the week do you need to see them. You know what I'm saying? If it becomes too much, if your vocabulary starts to sound like your homeboy, and I know you don't talk like that. So now you starting to pick up how he act and all of this. And it's like, I don't like that because now I feel like I'm with your homeboy and not you. So I think it just depends on, is your behavior changing while you're with them? Is it kind of trickling over into my lane? If not, then I think we can, they can have their time. They adults. They're going to be there if me and this person don't work out. So I never want to be the person that's the annoying girlfriend. I like to be the one that can cook. They like my food, the entertainer, but also like, they don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the background, but he know I'm here. That makes sense.
I'm gonna give y'all a quick tip. Ladies, this for the ladies. When he do want to go out, take care of him real quick before he go out, and he gonna be home about 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
He gonna be home about 2 hours. In and out. All right, fellas, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all boys. Damn, nigga, we just got it. I know. Baby tripping, lying. He's lying.
I same works for women too. The same works for women too.
At first I was gonna say time and days and weekends, but then when I thought about it, I think it depends on if you're single and dating and both of y'all have like your own places, then he can kind of do what he wants a little bit. I mean, if y'all are just dating boyfriend and girlfriend and he has his crib, you have yours, I think there's levels to it. He can kind of do what he wants and you hope you find a rhythm. But
Stop
then
by my house before you go out.
Right? Or technically you have to find something to do to entertain yourself as a woman. And then if you're dating and living together, that's completely different, right? You want a level of respect. And then if you're married, that's completely different altogether. There's a whole set of like rules of engagement. But what it comes down to for me is it's okay until his mentality changes, because there comes a point where a man could start acting like he's single when he's in a full-blown relationship. And at that point, I think it becomes a problem.
I'll say what Queen was saying. Number one, B. Taylor, I know about that trap. That's too obvious. Number two, it's like I like to keep a balance. I don't get to see my brother often, or my homeboys often. So I make it a point, hey, we get out here, chill, chop it up, catch up on things. Now I think it's a problem when they don't want to solve their problems, number one. Number two, it infringes on my time with the relationship I do have or other priorities I do have. Like he wants to drag things on, say, look, if we're going to address this, cool, we'll put a pin in it, we'll address it later. But if he's sitting there really trying to snatch off my time till I got other things, that's too much. That's my personal part.
Yeah, I say that it gets to a point to where it's too much. To be honest, I think that that your man is going to decide that, because if he's, I guess, confident in himself and confident in your relationship, right, then everything outside is outside noise, even his boys. right? But if he ain't really that firm into the relationship and I'm not really that ready to lead a game like that, then 2 hours is too much time with his friends. If we gonna be honest. So I think it just depends on where he is in his progression as a man, because again, I've been there where you 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're not sure about this shit. It's like, man, I'm I like her a lot. I don't want to lose her, so I'm in this relationship to not lose her, but I still miss the game. And like I always say, a lot of times women will drag a man out of the game in the middle of a 50-point game and then expect him to just be a coach that quickly. That's a hard transition to make. And God just has a funny sense of humor that way. We always meet the right woman for us when we in the middle of a 50-point game at halftime out here, in terms of how we moving out here on these streets, right? But again, as a man, some men are able to just quickly make that transition. And if that's the case, then him spending time with his friends every week is cool. Because it don't matter, right? If it gets to a point, even if his friends are single, if it gets to a point where, okay, this shit about to get a little shaky, might be some hoes about to pull up, might be this about to happen, might be that. All right, boy, yeah, man, y'all boys be easy, man. I'm about to head on to the crib, man, with the old lady, man. But if he's not evolved, if he's not firmly planted into, hey, I'm a domesticated man now, then he gonna find a way to stay in and get involved in those activities. So I think it just depends on where that man is in his progression as to how much time is too much time. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, I wanted to say, like, if I'll make certain concessions with, because sometimes I do like wellness checks. So either some boy came through some surgery and they're healing up, or they're dealing with something. Okay, I'll let her know, hey, we're sitting there chopping up about something. Now, there are some guys who get jealous of your time with your woman. That lets me know I got to cut that dude off, because I've been in a situation like that. So you're right. It's about the evolution of man. If he knows he got something solid, he's going to maintain a balance or a boundary. Like, look, we cool and all, but I got to go home. I got other things that warm my time. But some guys just want to sabotage your situation, or they want to be too greedy with your time.
Yeah, and I think just friends in general, from a male perspective, like we understand, like, when our boy done found something good, right? And we tend to try to steer him in the right direction in those times, even if we out here wilding. Now, would we like him to be out here wilding with us? Sure, we would. But we also understand, hey, ain't no woman ever made bro feel like this. Like, bro is literally a different man because of this woman. He's a better man and all of this. You know what, bro? Get your ass to the house to your woman. Even if they fighting and they come to us, yeah, bro, man, it's tripping, man. I'm about to be back in the streets, bro, because this is what happens. Ladies, if y'all don't know, I'm part of the group chat, I might be giving up too much here. But whenever y'all get into that argument or whatever, and he come talk to the boys, and it's just, first thing he say out his mouth, man, I'm about to be back in the streets, bro. Jersey coming down from the Raptors, man. I'm done with this, man. She tripping, bro, getting on my goddamn nerves. Like, I don't know what I done did everything for her, bro. I don't know what else she want. I'm back. Right.
Shut your ass up.
Right. That's what we tell them.
Put me in the game,
real
coach.
Friends is gonna tell our boys, we gonna sit there, we gonna let them get it off because we know how it is. We all done been there, right? We gonna let him get it off and let him, puff his chest out and all of that. And at the end of the night, we're gonna say, take your ass back home to your old lady.
Because now some dudes be hating. They'll be like, yeah, bro, like, leave her. Because they mad because they ain't got nobody. So they want their homeboy to be out there with them. Because they jealous. Like, can y'all say that? There's some homeboys that's jealous that their homeboy is no longer running the streets with them. And they at home, they got a good woman. And you didn't get the good woman.
Well, to answer your question, B. Taylor, it's the quality of his team. Mm-hmm. A guy knows when he's with a good woman. And like, hey, man, I hear what you're saying, but she's done this, and this, and this compared to what you were back then.
Not a guy in his 20s.
No, but the thing is, like, as men, the best compliment to a guy is when he's with a chick and say, man, I want a chick like that one. The one you got. That makes that man confident, like, look, man, I got something here. Like, because, my boys say, hey, this is cool. And they see the change in you. That's what they aspire to keep. That's what the brotherhood's about. Because if she's bringing the best out of you, you coming to the fellas and like, hey, man, like, hey, you good? Hey, go home. protect
Ronan,
that.
I'm sorry, I just gotta side with B. Taylor because that's one way of looking at it. But you do have the dirty Mackers that see the quality in your girl and they want it to mess up because they care less about the friendship with y'all than they do having a good woman. So if you're not careful, you might get Meek Mills. I'm just saying.
Well,
that go both
I was
ways
thinking
though.
the same thing though, that women do that.
Women do it all the time. Women do it all the time.
Women, you know, and I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going with that. Well, a lot of times we are very quick, as opposed to say, you got a good man. We'll say, leave him. We'll do that.
That's true.
We don't ask what did you do?
I think we do it more often than men would do conversely.
I think it's on both ends. I think that I'm glad that we're acknowledging that men do it. We could do the women do it too, but you're right. Women do that. And I remember, like, if I'm like with my girls out and we're drinking, I'm venting, and they're like, you know what? Yeah, girl, you know, and I'm like, dang, like y'all quick to just, you know, let me end everything. Like
they kind of talk about him with you, and you like, hold on, I'm just talking about him.
Yeah, or I never liked him anyway, and it's like, when did you not like him?
This is what I'm saying, B. Taylor.
The same one gonna end up sleeping with him when y'all break up.
That's exactly. I discovered something. Yeah, I discovered something with women that come to me and try to say something about their men. The first question I ask, what did you do? Yeah. What did you say? Like, take accountability. If she takes accountability, or like probably we don't ask ourselves that, you know, like, what did I do wrong? What did I say that was wrong? So that kind of like makes you think and consider what you're saying is not that bad, instead of just jumping and saying, just leave him, you can do better and all that.
You know what I see with men that do that dirty Mac and shit and all that hate and shit. I feel like they be wanting to be that man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They want the status, the position of that man. You get what I'm saying? So you will see them trying to do all that, and then on the back end trying to talk to the woman, and then the woman tell you, "Hey man, your friend is snake."
Yeah, I think a lot of times too. I think a lot of times too, it'd be I think men and women be hating for different reasons, for lack of a better word. I think a lot of brothers, when they have something to say about their dude girl, it'd be like they feel like she trying to like check in on him too much, or she'd be like too overbearing. A lot of times when a woman is mad at her girlfriend, it's because she's saying that this guy is getting a certain respect from her that other men couldn't get. So they be like, hold up, you actually listen to this dude? Or you actually taking his advice? Hold up, nah, fuck that. But it'd be a little different sometimes, I feel like, for men. We'd be like, okay, she controlling you too much. But the women would be like, you respect him too much.
Yeah, when men, we give honest, with a real circle of men, let me say it like that, because some niggas be hating. But a real circle of men, we give honest assessments. If your girl is trash, we're going to let you know from the gate. You're going to know how we feel from the jump. Yeah. It ain't going to be months or years down the line. Yeah, I ain't like that girl. Nah, it's going to be from the jump. Hey,
okay, wait. Can I use an example? So, like, I remember when I was talking to a guy, he brought me to meet his friends. They were having like a kickback or whatever. And by the end of the night, like I guess I was being too nice, and I didn't know the rules of like, you can't be too nice. I'm just a very outgoing person. So apparently I was being too friendly. So it was coming up to him saying, oh, she being friendly. She's like in my face. And it was not like that at all. It was like a group of girls, and I was with the girls, and I was joining the conversation with the girls. Somehow they were coming to him, telling him that like I was like, you know, and then in there they were calling me cinnamon sticks or something like that. Like, because I had on a dress and my legs were glossy and everything, and they were calling me cinnamon stick legs or whatever. Like, I feel like that was inappropriate. But if he was looking at me like it was your fault, and I was like, no, you don't understand. They were obviously attracted to me, and they're trying to put it in your head that I was trying to get at them. Like, when really, like, they were calling me cinnamon sticks. Like, I don't know. I thought that dynamic was so weird.
Rule number one in the real men's group, when we got our ladies around, no matter if she been there for 1 day or 10 years, you never disrespect the women. You got any grievances after the event next day, then we talking. Right then and there, oh, nah, that's damn.
You gotta know what to wear too. It's different outfits for different occasions. You got the me and my man outfit, You got the me and my man, his friends coming over
Okay,
outfit. Like
so
sometimes
wait.
women don't know the difference.
We went to my friend's event first. So I had on a dress that was, but it was like that was for that event with my man. Then he's like, hey, my friends are having this. We're gonna go to their kickback thing. What I'm gonna do? Change? Like I didn't, yeah.
No, I'm glad you do things like that because like when it comes to men, we do not take the word brother nor friend loosely.
Yeah.
You earned that title. So when it comes to like,
I never saw those friends again, by the way. So
when you earn that trust, and again, it's like part of the proving circle. It's like when you bring your girl over there, number one, she's off limits. If he's rolling with her, that's him. Now if she's a piece of shit, as Smooth said, we will let it be known. Hey, get rid of that trash bag ASAP. She is trash. But if she's solid, hey man, look, I think you got something here. And he'll sit there and think about it. We'll sit there and because he needs those eyes and ears to see what he doesn't see.
That's a fact.
Yeah, those weren't his friends though.
Of course, and that's the thing. That's another thing what women need to understand. You need to vet that man, not just him, but his circle. Because sometimes his circle is a bag of shit. Yeah. Sometimes, but if you got solid dudes around him, that speaks volumes to him, because a reflection of him and his taste, how he moves, how he thinks. Because if he's got a solid circle taking care of him, you got backup there. To whenever y'all have your little backup squabbles or whatnot, dude, you got something at home. This is more important. Play the long game. You might not agree with this thing, but you got something great here because we're trying to get that for ourselves too.
All right, man. Real quick, we're gonna pay some bills and then we're gonna get to the clip. Also, we got a announcement today. There will be $100 giveaway brought to you by. Let me give us a round of applause. $100 giveaway for Thanksgiving, man. Again, it's a token of appreciation. Salute to Queen. I think she tapped in with this as well. So this is a collaboration, man. We're gonna bless somebody with $100 the same way we did last time, man. We're gonna post the link. Everybody put their cash apps in. We're gonna do Wheel of Fortune spin randomly, and whoever it land on, the $100 is y'all, man. But make sure that y'all tap the like button. If you ain't tapped the like button, y'all can't get it. These are the rules of engagement. So yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button, and then we're gonna post that link. Matter of fact, let me post it right.
Kenny said 10,000.
I'm looking at Kenny's comment.
Oh, okay. Kenny say he gonna donate 9,900 to the cause, man. So y'all make sure that y'all tap in. But real quick, we're gonna pay bills. Hold on, real quick. Let me post the link, and then.
We don't see no donation of 9,900. We don't see what is it.
I say, man, my damn phone has not alerted me yet about the 9 bands. Let me see. We're gonna post it and then I'm gonna pin it. Huh?
No, yeah, I was asking if you want.
Yeah, I got you. Hold tight. Yeah, I know this is a black production, man. Y'all gotta be patient with us. There it is right there. I just posted it. I'm about to pin it to the top. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pay some bills. Y'all make sure that y'all put y'all Cash App names in there. And just like last time, if we call your Cash App and you are not here, or you don't claim, or whatever the case may be, then we're gonna move on to the next one in line. Because it was about 3 people missed out on the money last time.
Dang.
But yeah, so all right. Salute to Eugene with the fireball. Says men want to be with other men like women want girls' night out. Men talk about men issues and their women, but they don't go deep. That's true. That is very, very, very true. Robert with the 10 ball. Women be the fun police. They don't want you to have fun without them. That is a fact. I think I read that in the Bible. Book of Revelations. I can't remember the chapter, but it's somewhere in there. That is a fact, man. That shit has to change. John with the 10 ball. Love the show. OT giving up the game.
Hey, it don't even matter. They ain't gonna listen. It don't matter.
You already know. Mods in the building with the 10 ball. That's family right there. If I'm the only one FTS out of you. Oh, that's where's the PG-13 beep? if I'm the only one having sexual relations with you every night, do you? That's essentially what she's saying. Salute to Amaja, man. Hey, is the link working? Have y'all done put y'all names into the link? Anybody let me know if it's an issue with the link. But yeah, Cash App names, make sure that y'all put them in. We gonna spin the wheel as soon as this video is over, and then we gonna pull us a name. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play the video, and then I want to get y'all's reaction to it after we announce the winner. So let me go ahead and get that queued up.
Why don't we interrogate why we're straight? Like as women especially, why don't we interrogate that? And I also think men should interrogate why they're straight. Because men really hate women. Men really hate women. Let's talk about this.
No, it's
men want to spend as much time as possible with other men. And men are very homoerotic in the way that they engage with each other.
Yeah.
And like everything that men do is to impress other men.
Yeah.
Men are so much more obsessed with the male gaze than with a woman's validation. Men pursue women and men pursue sex with women to impress other men.
Yeah.
Men obsess over body count and the purity and the virginity of the woman they pursue to compete with other men. So it's so clear to me that men really love other men and yet have somehow convinced themselves that they want to spend the rest of their lives with women. And it's like, well, that's a lie then. Like, your claim to heterosexuality in that context is a lie. You don't love women. Men don't respect us. They don't care what we have to You notice, like, when women speak, men just, like, blank out. Like, they actually just, their brains leave the room. Men want to listen to other men. Men don't subscribe to women's podcasts, you know? Men want to see other men win. They don't care. They don't want to. They actually hate when women win.
Right.
They hate when, you know, they hate when women are happy. I could go on for hours about all of the ways that men obsess and are infatuated and are, quite frankly, in love with other men.
Yeah.
That have convinced themselves, because of an arbitrary social construct called sexuality, that they're straight, when all of the evidence points to the contrary. And so I just want us all to interrogate why we think we're straight. Because in the same vein that men love other men and want to spend as much time as possible with other men and want to listen to other men and want to support other men and pay other men and see other men win, I could say the same for women.
I was just about to say that. Like, let's not pretend the exact same series of statements can't be made.
It is everyday men are trash.
It's
on
also
on the internet.
So both genders have this insane disconnect. And you're right, a lot of people aren't straight. A lot of people hate women.
Yeah, a lot of men
most men
hate
I know
women.
hate women.
And most women I know hate men. You know, we're terrified of men. We're also disgusted. We're all of these things. And yet we spend our lives wanting to attach ourselves to our oppressor. Is it normal? Tell me, is this normal?
I don't think
Is this real?
All right. There was a lot to unpack there. A lot.
She said a lot.
We will.
Said a lot.
Can we go? Can
Y'all
we
finna
break
mess
that
up
down?
Thanksgiving.
Look at y'all faces.
I want to break that down.
I think what she's saying is that there are men who don't like the essence of a woman. They like to have sex with them, but they don't like that, you know, oh, you're emotional, you're this, you're that, you're that. Everything that makes a woman, they don't like and they complain about. There are men out there that are like that. There are men out there who have made TikTok videos saying this one man said he want to marry a man and a roommate with a man, you know, but they don't have sexual relationships. They're both straight, but they'll be with a woman, but he'd rather have a partnership with a man than a woman because he can't stand, you know, how being around a woman. I've seen that on TikTok before. Like, it's crazy. So I think there are men out there who don't actually like women, but they're sexually attracted to women. Now, what she was saying No, I think that we're just opposite genders. We don't understand each other. And that's why men feel comfortable around other men because they understand each other. And women feel comfortable around other women because they understand each other. Because I don't know how many women will come to me and say, I just don't get it. I just don't get men. They're so confusing. And then you hear it on the other side. Men are saying women are so confusing because we definitely do things differently. Like, we think one thing and y'all say something, we're gonna take it and it's gonna be something else registering in our brain. You know, what is that? Venus and Mars? Like, I feel like that's what
Men are from yeah.
Yeah, like it's like that. Like, and I think that we're not meant to like understand each other. We're meant to come together and learn each other differences and like learn how to communicate. I can't talk to my man like he's my friend, like my girlfriend, you know? And I had to learn that too, because I wanted my man to be like how I talk to my girlfriends. Like, oh, I'm venting to you and you're not like responding the way my friend responds. Because when I think of my man being my friend, I think of like my girlfriend. But then I had to understand that, like, no, that's not how men operate. Men are, you tell him a problem, he's going to want to fix it. Your homegirl's gonna sit and let you vent and talk and be like, girl, like, you know, we just gonna be talking about it. But when I tell my man that, he's gonna want to fix that problem. So I had to actually understand a man. I think a lot of women grow up, they don't really have like a strong bond with their father or brothers, so they don't really understand men.
Go ahead, Yo.
Yeah, that woman was crazy. I think nobody want to be around her personally. I think that's why she was talking like that, because nobody want to be around her. But I think the difference is I don't think men want to be around men so much. It's that men want to be around logic a little more. When we're around our friends, we're around our brothers, when we come with an argument, we come to a certain perspective, we know that our brother's going to see the logic in the situation and be able to relate to us a lot quicker than a woman. So it's not like we want to be around men all the time. Just that sometimes when we talk to our woman, like I said on my page the other day, men wear their heart on their sleeve, but women wear their heart on their ears. So they can misinterpret something that you never said. You could say something to them and they hear something that you never even said and base an argument off of something you never said because it felt like you said it.
That's a
so
bar
it's not
right
that
there.
they don't want to be around women. They know that when it comes to a real argument, she's not going to respond logically most of the time. She's going to respond with emotion. So it's like it puts us in a space where we can't win. It's like our hands is tied.
Well, women are emotional. And I think that's why men are kind of like, I can't stand that. But that's what makes us like, that's a part of us. Like,
it's a part of you, but it's not the whole of you. Like we can't be all logical. We got to be emotional. It's going to be times when your emotion is going to be needed to filter my logic, and my logic is going to be needed to filter your emotions. The problem is, I feel like just in society, period, especially in the Black community, we're emphasized to understand women more than we even understand ourselves. Sometimes we understand women more than they understand themselves. So when we be ourselves, it's like a foreign thing because no one ever put the pressure of learning a man on a man or a woman. So it's just all about women.
I think it's okay to be emotional. I think it's not okay to be emotionally unstable.
That's in the eye of the beholder.
I'll jump in real quick.
This nigga spitting. Sorry.
Go ahead. I think so. I don't agree with her with everything she said, and I tried to listen without emotion, right? Because I'm looking at where she's sitting. So first of all, she's from a completely different part of the world, right? So I'm like, okay, her experiences are completely different. I picked up an accent, so I was like, okay, let me not listen. Let me listen without emotion. So the first thing I thought, maybe she's talking about the psyche of a man, as opposed to like men want other men physically, sexually, mentally, and emotionally. Maybe she's talking, I'm running through my head to be logical, right? I'm like, maybe she's talking about the psyche of a man. So if I give her the benefit of the doubt, and if you go through other men's profiles on social medias, first of all, most men have photos of all men on their pages. I mean, I'm when we talk about the psyche and the love and my love, my homies, my family, and not even like forget his sexual orientation. You can go through a lot of rappers, married men, it's all men. You would have to scroll probably to 2003 to see a picture of a woman in most cases. So when we talk about when she said men love other men, brotherhood, This connect. No, it's true, because when you think about the biblical days, women were good for what is it called? Procreating. They would go to war. Men would volunteer to go to the front line and go back home, procreate, and go back out to fight because they wanted to be with the other men, the psyche of a man, the brotherhood, the love, right? And I also think it's hard for us to understand, because as Black people, I feel like we're highly emotional people. As soon as we hear something we don't like, we block our brains. We don't want to hear anymore. It's hard for us to understand. So that's the first thing. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. A lot of times when you hear men complain about women and what they want, they're describing characteristics that their homeboy has. The only perfect woman is their mother. Everybody else is crazy, delusional, psychotic. I'm not saying I agree with her. I'm giving the other side of the argument, right? Which is when you learn how to debate in high school and college, you have to be able to represent both sides. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's where she's coming from. A lot of times men do complain about the essence of a woman. They want her to show up without that essence that God gave her. And if that's something you want, you probably need to date Robert instead of Roberta. I'm being a devil's advocate. I'm being serious. A lot of men complain about the essence of a woman. She's too clingy. She cried too much. She's too needy. She's too this. She's too that. I have one more note. It said, panel. So I had a men's panel. So then I disagree with her, because men do know how to talk to women. Men do appreciate women. I'm going both sides of the argument. They do. You may not be that woman, but they do appreciate women. They do love women. They do crave your wisdom, your knowledge. I had a men's panel a couple of weeks ago, and the next day I talked to one of the panelists for 3 hours about business, about a lot of things. 3 hours. So they do like women. They do love women, but I was just representing one side of the argument for her, and then the other side where I disagree. That's it.
If I may.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is what I hear. I think that there's a misunderstanding as to what they like. So I'm going off experience. I'm not doing no numbers or nothing like that. When men get dressed, when they reach certain levels, when they get with a woman, most of the things that they adjust with has to do with impressing said woman. I don't know about where she's getting back. They have to impress men. I understand that they have in society the world is ran by men. So if we're talking about in a corporate world or things like this, yeah, there's some sort of competition. There's some sort of respect that you get when you reach certain levels. I don't think that means that I'm trying to impress men. I think in a day-to-day life, even when men who want to reach those levels, it's because they know they have better options once they reach those levels when it comes to women, because they know women want the best of the best, even if they don't look like they should want it. They still should get the best of the best. So I think that men, everything they do as far as how they do their hair, the haircuts, the styles, the way that they dress, the cologne they wear, everything is to attract a woman. Now you go out with your guys to get the woman, but it's just like if you have a homeboy and you want to know what homeboy to bring for a woman, you know which friend to pick best based on his aesthetics. You know which dusty homeboy is not about to get him. So you're not going to invite him out because he's not doing the things that to impress women. So you're going to go with the other one that you know, okay, he kind of fly, I know women looking at him, so let me tell my homie to come through. I think she's probably misunderstanding the things that they're doing because men give them praise, or sometimes in these conversations you hear men, like, I don't know which one said it, the things that make us women, they complain about it, but I think they also don't know how to adapt to those things. But overall, if we're saying, I see more men that are trying to impress women, and even in these conversations have facilitated an environment so women are comfortable, even in the way that they talk, their tone, so that we can feel comfortable to have these conversations. So I think most of the things that men do is to impress women, including adjust their standards, wait a couple more weeks for because you want to wait to hold out for sex. So even though I want sex the first night, I'm gonna wait a little bit more and do what you want. Yield most of the things that I do to impress you, because ultimately I want you in my life. I think that, like she said, it may be her and the way she carries herself. Men have better things to do than be talking to her. But overall, and what I see, men try to impress women.
So
obviously, right?
When men try to stack up their body count, is that to impress women or men?
Hold on, wait. Don't answer that.
Good
Syed,
question.
go
Good
ahead.
question. We're gonna come to it.
Yeah. Syed, you go, and then we can get back to that question. Go ahead, Syed.
Yeah, just to add a little bit to what Lucky said, I think is biology, like it's how we're made. Like men are literally competing with other men for survival and reproduction. And, it's just evidence in humans that it suggests that men are more competitive because they want many things. They want to accomplish many things. And, once they have these resources, and if it is successful, then they are valued as attractive men and prospect by women. So I think we don't understand that, and we misinterpreted a lot of things. But I understand what Queen Shiva said, because a lot of men say, "Oh, women don't understand men." But at the same time, in our head, it feels like you're asking me to think like a man, and that by saying that, you want to change my mentality, my biology, my emotions. Women are so emotional. That's what makes us women. It's about being more emotional intelligence, so we're able and learn how to handle our emotions better. But you cannot take that part away from me, just as I cannot take the part of a man being a man, wanting to compete and impress other men, because at the end of the day, it's just their nature says that they want to accomplish things to look better than other men. Now, why do they want to spend time around other men? Is for that reason, so they can feel that rush, that sink in their brain that makes them feel alive, because that's what a man does. Now, the problem I have is some men that say, hey, women should start thinking like a man, should communicate like a man. That's never going to happen. Never. Never. That's it.
Go ahead, Il.
Yeah. I don't think we ain't trying to impress other men. We want men to respect us. It's a difference. Women want to impress other women. And most women, when you talk to them and say, hey, baby, what you wearing? She gonna be like, I don't get dressed for you. Women get dressed for other women. Women wear stuff because other women wear it. Women are more in competitive in competition, or more trying to impress their female counterparts than men are. Because if most men wanted to impress other men, they'd be in the street. A man would leave the street to go into a 9-to-5 field or go to school because he's not trying to impress men, but he wants men to respect him. I don't think men go around trying to impress other men as much as women try to impress other women.
TJ, go ahead.
Watching that, it was really hurtful to me. It was hard to take. It sounds like a bunch of educated fools to me. I think when I'm looking here, somebody put in the chat too that men are simple, and I would have concurred with that. And I concur with it now. I didn't about 10, 15, 20 years ago. But I think women, we make it hard. We make it hard because a lot of times we overanalyze. I think somebody said, they'll say one thing and we will dissect the hell out of it. Well, he said it like this, but he really meant that. And he said what he said. I think one of the travesties of it is that we really, particularly in this social media era, we have a lot of conversations where people are talking at one another and not really trying to talk to one another to understand how the other person thinks. I don't think that men want us to think like them, but I think they want us to respect how they think. And in so doing, they want, just like we want them to understand all of our emotional roller coasters, and when we have our period and we're pregnant, and we want them to understand, we should be willing to understand them more. And I'm saying this as a recovering self-centered woman, because I thought that, I'm a retired HR person, and when I would have people that would get in disciplinary action and they have these mental health issues, shout out to my veterans. And we would say, okay, your mental health may be the reason for your actions, but it's not the excuse for your actions. So you're going to have to suffer the consequences of the emotion, suffer the consequences of the whatever behavior you have. But I think we women focus so much on ourselves and having them to understand us, and we don't invest as much time in trying to understand them. And I will say, my mom had told me years ago, men are simple. It took me 20 years to find out, damn it, she was right. I could have been married years ago and happy. That's why we're not getting together, because we overcomplicate it. I'm just keeping one. I mean, we just do.
I think men do want us to think like men. Steve Harvey wrote a book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man.
Well, I
men in general don't even respect Steve Harvey.
Yeah,
you don't speak for us. But I think it comes from understanding, not necessarily thinking like us. Again, like she was saying, just understand where we're coming from. Because for years, I've said this so many times, for years and years, I was born in 88. Since I was born, we were taught how to treat a woman, how to, like, especially if you was raised by a single mom or just a bunch of women around you, they're going to tell you, hey, boy, you better have some money in your pocket because no woman want no broke man. You better clean yourself up. No woman want no dirty man. You better take a bath. You better put some cologne on. Like, a lot of women was giving us game a long time ago. We didn't necessarily have men in our corner telling us what we should and shouldn't take. So for the longest, we've been catering to women for years. And now you see, especially on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, as soon as a man try to make his stance on something and really stand on it, it's an issue. If I tell you something that you're not doing right, that's affecting our relationship, it's an issue. So like, that's where we're at today. It's been so long where we've been catering to a lot of women's needs, which in one aspect is not wrong, because that's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to be understanding. You're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, nurturing to your woman. It's that give and take. Understandable. But it's like a lot of times we're not understood. The moment that we bring up something that's an issue in our relationship, it gets turned back on us, or it's you did it because of something that I did earlier on or something like that. So I feel like that's where we're at right now.
Rona, go ahead, bro.
Okay. Well, the video in response is giving me stinky dildo energy. I don't know what's off more, her logic or her pH balance. So, in saying this, in these brothers here in this chat, I mean, on the panel, in the chat, I love to see my brothers evolve. I love to see my brothers win. I love to see my brothers get from one point to the other. That's why we had these conversations to where, like, look, where are you going to be in the next part? What's the next step of this process? And when they see it through, I get motivated by that. Because, again, we talk about this whole thing about if you're surrounded by 5 bums, you're going to be the 6th one. So in seeing my brothers out there doing their damn thing, I'm inspired to, keep up. We're pushing each other because we've been at the bottom for the fucking longest. Now, when it comes to these chicks that come out with this stinky dildo energy, or thought chakras, they come out with this shit. They like to say men like other men. I want brothers to get out the trenches of society. We always been talking about we're this, that, we're trash and whatever. But whenever you got a brother who's a statistic who goes against the grain, that's what inspires me to do my thing. That's why I like to see brothers like, Trill, Ilsophical, Smooth, Kenny, a myriad of others. That's why I hit the gym hard as I do. Because I look at what my fathers couldn't do, what my brothers couldn't do, or they failed to do. So all this goofiness where we sit there and have these conversations where, as men, we start doing personal assessments, because being a man is about being business. You're about your business. How's taking care of your relationships? How are you evolving as a man? How's your mental health? How's your social health? We got to do these self-checks because we're losing brothers left and right. But for her to sit there and say that bullshit, I'm not feeling it. And I meant what I said.
Hey,
Let me see your 6-pack.
Can I go after Sheba?
Ronan. I'm just being silly, Lucky. Go ahead.
Because Ronan, you just said something. I wouldn't say just the girl in the video and how it was being perceived. I think in these conversations, when she said men, they support other men's podcasts or things like this, I was always under the impression, and y'all could disagree, I'm just an observation, they support other men's channels because they want to champion their voice to be heard because of that message. Anytime we have conversations and men feel like they have to involve women, sometimes we also have to then in the male spaces consider the women's perspectives, when on a larger scale, such as mainstream, all we hear is female perspective. So we need men to kind of support the other men's channels and things like that to champion the same message so that their voices can be heard a lot now. So when she said they do that because they like other men, I don't think it's that. And I'm saying I'm open, just an observation. I don't think it's that. I think it's because when they invite women, they have to adjust the conversation to think of women, but there's not really too many spaces where you're just hearing men able to say things unapologetically what they think and it not be any type of pushback. They can't get canceled, you know, all those type of things. So when she said the podcast, that's what I know from even coming in these spaces on accident and just hanging around, that's really the overall thing, is that they want it to stay the men's perspective. They don't really want to make it something where we hear enough women's perspectives, you know what I'm saying, from what they like and what they don't like. So I just didn't know if y'all caught that.
Well, no, I agree with what you said. And the thing is, there's a big difference. There are guys who want to support their negative narratives. They want to be in this echo chamber of fear and fail porn. Then there are other guys who are more than just talking points. They're walking affirmations. And they need to be reminded and respected as such. That's the dividing line. So when she started talking that goofiness, talking about, well, men love men, or something like that, I got love for my brothers to be better. Because the worst thing a guy could do is just like have them street level conversations, and then 3 months, 6 months to a year, nothing has happened. You lost time, opportunities, things. I can't respect a guy like that. That's why, like, when you got guys out here who putting out solid information out here, I promote that stuff. We talking about mental health about 2 hours ago, and that's a conversation that's most important. That doesn't get a lot of clicks and views, but if we're talking about some bullshit about such and such talking point, or someone's doing this and that, that gets hundreds of thousands of views and subscriptions and even money sent to it. The money's in the mediocrity, not to the development of solid men, which leads to solid families. And I said that last week. When it comes to families, there's actually wealth. When there's community, there's power. And we got a lot of powerless cowards who have a microphone who talk a whole hop of shit and don't back it up. That's a fucking problem to me.
Man, so I could tell y'all, I really don't subscribe to women podcasters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm subscribed to B. Taylor's, Queen Sheba's. I will subscribe to yours, TJ, after we get done with this, right? But when I was in the mindset of like searching for podcasters to listen to and messages, I'm a real person. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just want to hit a real. You know what I'm saying? I can not like it or not. You know what I'm saying? I really just want to hit a real, genuinely, right? But most of the time when you go on a woman's podcast, they talking about sex. They talking about finessing a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to subscribe to that. I'm not raising my daughter or women that's coming in. I'm not giving them that. You know what I'm saying? That's not reality of this shit. And when they step off them cameras, the moment they fall in love with a man, all that shit that they was talking about on that podcast is voided. You get what I'm saying? Like, we can stop partying today. People can come get the message. That's just real. You know, so I don't want to hear about sex all day and finessing men and all that. And then another thing she was talking about, men loving men. Like, come on.
No.
Come on, bro. Men don't go be doctors. Men don't go be CEOs and all these type of things without doing it for women.
Yeah.
If you take that away, most men would be bums. Just keeping it a fact. Men get all of what they got to get for women. You know what I'm saying? And we do it for the level of woman that we want. A woman can tell us, she can meet a man flat broke. Dog. You can meet a man flat on his ass, bro. And if he a good man of integrity, you can tell him exactly what you want. And he gonna bust his ass to go get it. Yeah, it may not happen in the first year, 2, 3 years, but you stick with that man 5 years, 10 years, that you'll be able to look back and say, this motherfucker really went and did this shit. Yeah,
Excuse me, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
And again, I'm 55, and I guess I would still be considered a newlywed because I've only been married 3.5 years, and me and my husband been together for 4. He's a truck driver, and he's been truck driving for a long time. But this is what to your point, Smooth. We women, we really do have some significant power, and I had no idea. My husband says, and hear me, youngins, I'm trying to grow you. Mm-hmm. My husband says, because of what I do for him and how I make him feel, it makes him to want to go get it. And thus, I was able to retire last year. So that's a fact. Makes him want to go get it. We can do that. What did I miss?
Hey, now
power of submission.
I'm looking at this.
Somebody farted.
I'm like, what I say?
I was looking at my phone. I was on mute, y'all. So I couldn't hear y'all. And I'm looking at the back chat. The back chat.
No, I seen it and it threw me off. So I was trying to listen, and then I'm like, wait. Then I was looking at like I can't tell who's muted and who's not. I'm sorry.
I was muted. Somebody farted.
It was old Thanksgiving fart too.
It was the real. It was the realest person.
It was the realest person that's on the show right now.
The only thing I hear in my background, if y'all can hear it, is my dog crying. He want to come in the house. I let the other
gumbo fart.
It was not me.
Dogs
I
didn't hear it.
Dogs do be
I didn't hear
farting.
nothing.
No, my dog is outside the door crying. He's staring right at me crying. Like you can hear the whining.
Blaming the
But
dog.
that's it.
Go ahead,
Accountability.
I did not do it.
No,
I did not do that. I would have muted
I can solve the riddle. It's my dog snoring. His fat ass is snoring right now. That's him.
Okay, let's hear the dog snoring so we can hear that noise.
No, he's snoring right now as we speak. But the whole thing with the chick that she said that's not what that chick said in that video was nothing but thought babble, word salad, hostplaining, a whole lot of gaslighting to say nothing. Because when you got guys, when it comes to actions, words, and intent must work in concert. Otherwise, they can't hang with them guys unless they're shitbirds too. That's the divide. So again, what she's talking about, who cares?
Now it'd be cool, like you know what I'm saying. Like if I can retire my woman and my team,
yeah,
you get what I'm saying. But my first priority is to retire my woman, my foundation, shit that's gonna live after me. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
like if I can retire my team in the process, why not? You know what I'm saying? We all on this business shit. Why not? You get what I'm saying? Because I look at it like these are the men that's gonna carry my casket. You get what I'm saying, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Them the men I'm gonna carry that casket one day. You get what I'm saying? So if I can do them a solid and be in position to be a goddamn multi-millionaire and put them in position to be the same, why not retire my partners? You get what I'm saying? Because
right
my woman and my kids are secure forever. You get what I'm saying? So that shit that was void. I didn't like none of that goofy ass shit she was saying. She did that for clicks and likes and shit. Or she was dealing with a lot of undercover men.
Yeah,
thanks.
Either if they're not undercover, they just didn't have any interest in her.
That's a fact.
Plain and
That's
simple.
what it really was. She was like
a lot of men. I mean, let's be honest. Like, men like to hang out with other guys. Cool. Yes, we love our boys. But when we have a woman or a girl, our main, whatever, we leaving the boys to go hang with our woman.
Yes,
That's
sir.
just what it is. So if he's not spending time with you and spending all the time with the boys, you may want to reevaluate their relationship.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
With her video, that's a angry rebuttal about being a career beard. That was her business.
It's just misinterpretation, and the perfect example is what the book that B. Taylor mentioned, that is a movie. You know, we think as women, we interpret it like, okay, I have to think like a man, but in reality, it's knowing the game of a man to be 2 steps ahead. You know, it's just intuition, pretty much. We're still thinking and acting like a woman, but we're in reality not thinking, and they don't want us to think like a man or feel like a man or do those things. That's exactly what I meant earlier.
And who told women to listen to Steve Harvey anyway?
That's
exactly.
We never said that. Like, to be a woman, you got to think like a woman. And to be a man, you got to think like a man. So women got to stop associating celebrity mainstream thought with the average man. Because women more tuned into celebrity mainstream thought than we are. Steve Harvey ain't never spoke for me.
Hey, you are so right, because I feel like a lot of women in our generation, bro, they 1% watching. You get what I'm saying? And the facts of this shit, most men are not in 1%. I'm sorry. No. Maybe that's not reserved for every common man that you're going to run across. And if you're in a small city, the odds of you even running into a 1% man is slim to none. Sad. You know what I'm saying? And then most men that do get to the one, especially black men, most of us that get to the 1%, we already married. We got a woman we doing it for. So now they complain about the man that did it by himself, and he got his guard up, and he got 1,000 women chasing him. Of course, you're not gonna be a necessity, baby. You a toy. I can't trust you. I done built all this shit, and who stand the game more if we break up?
Your ass.
Yeah, I stand to lose everything. Hell no. Of course, I'm gonna treat you like an option until you and shit proving it to a man like that, boy. You gonna have to jump through. You got to be Superwoman.
Flaming hoops.
Hey, you got to be Superwoman with an Iron Man suit on to get that.
I do want to point out the think like a man thing. Is that what he's teaching Lori Harvey? Because we see what that goes when women think like a man.
Exactly.
It's not really respected. She's thinking like a man. She shouldn't be. And that's why when her beauty kind of fades, that's why most of the time when men say, you're going to be like a used up car. But I don't believe that, because I think women that on her level, I think that men are willing to erase the actions. That's me personally. I could be wrong.
No, you're right.
I think her mother taught her that. I think her mother taught her that. Her mother was the wife or the girlfriend of the biggest drug kingpin.
Yeah.
So she learned the game from her mother.
Her mama gold digger. That's a fact, though.
Yeah, her mother taught her how to
be a good woman. But if you look at her track history, she'll go there.
So why she change her last name? I'm sorry. That's
because association. You know, when you're down and you're on that level of drug dealing, and then you get a credible man, right, like a Steve Harvey, you got to move away from that, because now you're rubbing elbows with the elite in Hollywood. So I want to establish myself with some type of formality. I'm good enough to be here. So she's Lori Harvey. She's no longer the daughter of a drug dealer. I'm no longer the whatever of a drug dealer that's locked up. And I don't see him anymore. Even though he took care of me and Lori, I'm now Marjorie Harvey. That's Lori Harvey. So much so that Steve Harvey doesn't even pour, allegedly, into his daughters as much as he tries to pour into Lori. Imagine that.
So how can he be the person that represents men? Look at the type of women he chooses. Look at the type of women that's like. So how can he ever speak for us?
And the whole thing with Steve Harvey, I said that whole thing before. Plastic truck nuts disorder has fucked y'all up.
Hey, I just don't fuck with him because he stepped on black people to stay in that position.
Facts.
I'm not. I care less how high I go. I'm not stepping on no black man or no black woman. I step on anybody else because that's what they do to us. You get what I'm saying? But it ain't enough of us up there, and he up there. And you can look around every time you go on them business meetings. It could be 20 people in there. The only black people in there is with you.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So for you to step on people to get where you got to get, and then you turn your back on something because you said how you feel and them other people seen it and they took all that shit from you. Fuck all that, man. I don't fuck with his shows. I don't watch none of that goofy ass shit.
The whole clown.
All right, real quick, man. I'm just gonna play the clip one more time because she said a lot, and you know, when you play it one time and you hearing it for the first time, like you just so in shock of like what the fuck is she talking about, that you might have missed some of it. Right, so I'm gonna play it back before I give my take on it, because I kind of want to, you know, address it from a whole perspective. So real quick,
why don't we interrogate why we're straight? Like as women especially, why don't we interrogate that? And I also think men should interrogate why they're straight, because men really hate women. Men really hate women. Let's talk about this.
No, it's
men want to spend as much time as possible with other men, and men are very homoerotic in the way that they engage with each other.
Yeah.
And like everything that men do is to impress other men.
Yeah.
Men are so much more obsessed with the male gaze than with a woman's validation. Men pursue women and men pursue sex with women to impress other men.
Yeah.
Men obsess over body count and the purity and the virginity of the woman they pursue to compete with other men. So it's so clear to me that men really love other men and yet have somehow convinced themselves that they want to spend the rest of their lives with women. And it's like, well, that's a lie then. Like your claim to heterosexuality in that context is a lie. You don't love women. Men don't respect us. They don't care what we have to. You notice, like, when women speak, men just like blank out. Like they actually just, their brains leave the room. Men want to listen to other men. Men don't subscribe to women's podcasts. You know, men want to see other men win. They don't care. They don't want to. They actually hate when women win.
Right.
They hate when, you know, they hate when women are happy. I could go on for hours about all of the ways that men obsess and are infatuated and are, quite frankly, in love with other men. That have convinced themselves, because of an arbitrary social construct called sexuality, that they're straight, when all of the evidence points to the contrary. And so I just want us all to interrogate why we think we're straight. Because in the same vein that men love other men and want to spend as much time as possible with other men and want to listen to other men and want to support other men and pay other men and see other men win, I could say the same for women.
I was just about to say that. Like, let's not pretend the exact same series of statements can't be made.
It is everyday men are trash.
It's
on
also
on the internet.
So both genders have this insane disconnect. And you're right, a lot of people aren't straight. A lot of people hate women.
Yeah, a lot of men
most men I know
women.
hate women.
And most women I know hate men. You know, we're terrified of men. We're also disgusted. We're all of these things. And yet we spend our lives wanting to attach ourselves to our oppressor. Is it normal? Tell me, is this normal?
I don't think it's...
Okay. So she said a lot. First things first about the men loving other men. A men seek male validation more so than they do women's. I think it sheds light on probably the biggest disconnect between men and women.
Women also do. Women also do the same thing. Like,
right.
They're constantly telling us that, you know, you don't like weave and make a heavy makeup and heavy eyelashes, but we do it. When we do it, our girlfriends are like, yes, sis, like, you look good. Like, you know, we feel like that girl because our friends and other women we don't know are giving us that validation. So we feel like we are that girl, regardless of however men feel. It's like we're getting that validation from other women. So women do it too.
I have a question.
Why do we do that though? You know, interestingly enough, why would we do that? You know what I mean? Because again, we a lot of us look like drag queens, but we will hear
ask it.
You know, but we will, or like we're in a cast, so we're like drag queens, but we dap each other up. But our man said, "Can you not do that?" I mean, it's like,
I mean, I'm not doing this for you. I don't care what you think. My bad. Go ahead, Elisafa. Go ahead, bro.
We kind of, from my perspective, it's kind of like I stopped doing what men wanted because it's like men contradict themselves so much, you know. And so I think for a lot of women, it's like y'all will say one thing, but we see y'all chasing something else. So it's like,
but they don't marry that though.
They're not looking for marriage. They're looking for validation. There's a lot of broken women with low self-esteem. They just want validation. They want likes and they want attention.
I think a lot of women keep trying to understand a man through their eyes. A man ain't chasing after no hoe. He wants to have sex with one. Because she's mastered sexuality, so he want to see what that's
and why
like.
She going on trips and like?
I mean, you got to ask what man you talking about. See, most of the time when sisters are comparing men, everything about men is coming from the television. So they looking at athletes who take strippers. They look at actors who take strippers. All these wealthy guys on television, yeah, they take strippers. The average man is not doing that. But women only get they get all their cues from pop culture. And that's the problem. Men are not in tune with pop culture the way y'all is. You watching Love and Hip Hop, you watching videos, you watching these TV shows. So your concept of a man is synthetic. It has nothing to do with reality. And then you try to take that synthetic reality and apply it to real men. When men unify, we unify over something that's beneficial to not just us, but the whole community. Like I seen a Million Man March. I never seen a Million Gangster March. I never seen a Million Crip March or Blood March. But you know what I did see? I seen a Slut Walk.
Yes,
so we unify with different things.
I want to jump in real quick.
Go ahead.
Just based off of what philosophical set, just based what men want. This isn't my talking point, but I just want to say it real quick before I forget. You're right. I before I got into my career, I started off as a trainer, and I work with a really high profile attorney here in Houston that owns 5 law firms in every different state. A Caucasian male that liked Black women. Never married one, liked them for a good time, ended up marrying a white woman. Don't you know he paid for all of their personal trainings? I would have to rotate them out one by one and keep them in shape. They never knew. I could never tell because it's not my business. It's my job. One would come in, the other one would be getting off the treadmill. They will walk in and out. So when your question is, why do they get to go on trips? And he said, it depends on the man because he could afford it. It was child's play to him. It was nothing. But when it came down for Democratic dinners and galas, the white woman went.
And I want to
The white woman went. Hold on. There may be, out of all the Black girls that he was messing with, one got a dress from Tootsie's, one may get a dinner, one may get roses. But it was based on how he saw them. But when it came to public appearances, none of them made the cut. Does that make sense?
A lot of young girls are being misled though, because
they weren't young. These were grown women and grown men.
And I'm saying women are being misled because they're like, well, why would I want to be the girl at home being cheated on when I could be the girl that's being flown out, getting free purses, free training, free dresses, and all this stuff.
It ain't that, B. Taylor. It ain't that.
No, I'm not saying this is my talking point.
I know.
I'm saying for other women, this is how they think.
A lot of women that think like that, that's because they trying to cheat the game.
Yep.
And I became friends. Hold on. I kind of became like, I liked one of them because she was smart and she worked in the oil and gas industry. I could not say anything. And I didn't want to shit. I wanted to see it play out. This was earlier in my early career before I got to where so I told her, she's like, he won't settle down. I said, don't let him pay for your training no more. Well, why not? I said, because compared to what the amount of money he has, you should be able to afford that for yourself. When it comes to your affordability, why do you need him to pay $500 for whatever? You should be able to afford that for yourself. Don't let him pay for that anymore. I was trying to help her separate from the cream of the crop. So when you accept crumbs, you get treated like a crumb. So I was trying to
twins.
And that's what we all women should be doing with other women and make them accountable.
But she still let him pay.
Actions.
Queen, so I would ask this: how many of them women was working like that woman? Because obviously she could take care of herself.
They were all working. That's crazy.
No, I'm talking like with real top tier jobs. Let's say that.
So it's crazy with women. Like some of them, I'm like, why are you doing? I can't say it, but I'm like, why is she here? Like, what is she doing? Like top tier. They looked it on the outside, but maybe that self-esteem was crumbling. I don't know. Exactly. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
Yep.
They looked the part.
You know why? You know what's different between men and women? A man and a woman can be doing the same job, getting the same amount of money, all that type of stuff, right? But for a man, when he get that money, that confidence gonna be through the roof. No matter if he a sucker or whatever, he gonna try certain shit. A woman not doing that. She not gonna risk nothing. She not gonna go outside of the means of her. So she'll take mediocrity from a man like they was doing. You know what I'm saying? Men not doing that with women. Men, we gonna use like he was doing, rotating the women out. I'm gonna get what I can out of them for the least. That's what men do.
Yeah.
I mean, resources enhances your ability to provide, and being a provider is a masculine trait. Exactly. So the more a man has money, it's only gonna bring out more of what he naturally is. See, a woman with money, she becomes a fake man. That's why I don't really work with a woman got a bunch of money, because a woman who's ambitious as hell is cool on your resume, but only bring the man out you. So you having a lot of money, you still can't compete with a dude without money, as far as the woman's concerned, because he's still the man. You're not a man. So I think that's the difference.
Well, are y'all saying that women are not exactly who they are until they have money?
Say that again. Hold on.
Are y'all saying that men, you're not gonna get the real man until he has money?
No, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying this. A man is naturally a man, period. He's naturally polygamous. He's naturally ambitious, whether he got money or not. But the more resources a man has, he's going to be more of a full man, because a man is somebody that you can't control. You give a black man who know who he is $1 million, $10 million, you have no control. All you can do is cooperate. You can't control or run nothing.
That's true.
He's feeling like that whether he got money or not. But when you give him money, he's even more empowered to be that. So either you're gonna get down or lay down.
So when women, because I hear women say, well, why are men calling them gold diggers when they want to get the complete man that has the money, because that's who he is?
It's the problem with that. You could have a man with the most money, but a man with the most money, he's one in the hundreds, you're one in the thousands. So why should he just be with you when he's naturally polygamous, when he's broke?
He sees more than you would ever see. He sees more.
It's not our fault that this is the thing. Most women, when they leave the house, they looking for Jay-Z. When men leave the house, we're not looking for Rihanna and Beyonce. We're looking for a good woman. Most women are looking for the best guy every time they leave the house. So if that's what you want, then you get what you ask for.
I think B. Taylor, to answer your question, when you say why are they called gold diggers, I don't think it's the fact that he's doing stuff for her. I think it's the fact of how she responds to what he's doing for her. Some women will never reach for their wallet to even buy him a drink while they're waiting for the table.
Facts.
Yep. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna wait that he go to the bar, buy him a drink, buy him a nice scotch while y'all are waiting for the table in a nice restaurant.
See, that's confusing.
Hold on. I'm telling you, I know how women
it's an
do.
action.
Some women.
You know why, B. Taylor? If she around that man enough, she gonna know what he ordered. She gonna know that drink.
Some women will let him walk. He didn't pay for reservations. He didn't pay for the Uber. Y'all walk in. You want something to drink, baby? He gonna do that. He got the table. He got the room. He got the tip. She never reaches. So then maybe it's her response to what he's doing. He's like, she a gold digger. She ain't even reached to tip the driver.
Why she gonna
even if she had
$5. It's an action.
Courtesy.
You know what's more?
Yes. You know what, baby? Let me get. Even if I had $5, I only got $5. This all I got, sir.
No,
God bless you.
women that don't want you to even dare pretend to reach. They're like, "What are you doing? Don't do that."
Courtesy. What men are you talking about?
That's the thought of putting them first, of thinking about them. That's what me and my husband, my first date, he paid for the meal.
Yeah.
We went across the street to the movie. He was about to pay for the movie, but forgot his credit card at the place. So I went on and paid for the movie. He came back and found his credit card. He said, "You paid for the movie?" I said, "Yeah." Now, of course, he gave me the money back, but he was surprised that I made the effort to do it, because that says that we're willing to do something for them, that we are just as invested as we would want them to be.
Invested.
Yeah, because both at the same time, both people are there.
Take that notepad out that you normally be working on. Take that notepad out. Take that notepad out.
No.
I think they get that notepad.
I'll share. I went on a date before, and I was like, and the guy was like, "Don't you ever embarrass me like that. Don't try to pull out your card and try to pay for nothing." Like,
you were taking one guy.
That's some fake deep
one
man
guy.
Shit. That's some fake tough man
one
shit.
guy.
You fell for that. That's some fake deep man shit. That ain't no real shit.
That ain't no
yes,
real shit.
Yes.
What type of man you talking
I was dating
about?
a guy some years ago, and he fake pretended to leave his card. I was like, "Babe, we ain't about to get nothing." Like, why would you do that? But I mean, I paid, but I was just like, ugh, like, I don't know. Like, it was just weird. Like, I feel like I was like, we weren't together. So that was weird for me. Like, so y'all are saying that? Like, I don't know.
It was weird for you to pay for somebody you wasn't with.
If a woman wasn't willing to spend no money, if I was in a dating game today, if a woman not willing to spend no money, I can't even talk to you.
Exactly, because a woman speak with her wallet. If a woman mess with you, she gonna spend money.
You know what I'm saying? We did, because your assets.
If not, she's gonna have to pay with something else
than the covenant of what we trying to be.
Why would I pay for something else? You asking me out on the date.
No. Listen. If she's not willing to invest money, even if it's just $1, let me finish. If she's not even spending, not even $1, she's willing to pay with something else.
No, that girl.
Hey, this what you missing, B. Taylor. This we gotta understand. If I'm going on a date with you in a modern time, like y'all keep saying, it's a new day. Women don't need men to do stuff. Just like y'all don't need us to provide for y'all. I don't need you to cook or fold none of my shit. So boom, when we go out on a date, I'm paying an admission for the B Taylor show, and you paying an admission to the E show. That's how
I didn't ask you. But who asked you out? I didn't ask you out.
It don't. I'm just saying.
It does matter because I don't have to take my time. If I have different options, I don't have to go out with you.
No, if I ask you out, that's cool. But the next time, you should try to do something for me.
I'm giving you my time so you can get to know me. You asked me out. So why am I paying for something you asked
We talking about the second time. Okay, the first time I asked you out, and if we got along, it was cool.
The second date, y'all.
No, I'm not saying you should do it or don't. Yeah, I'm just saying how men think. We looking at you. We gonna see like, okay, do she really like me? Is she gonna willing to take me somewhere or offer to buy me something or just do something during the week that I might like? We just want to see if you invested in us like we invested in you.
No, hey, if she not
we met some women
real,
who actually pay for drinks for a woman they just met. Oh, you're gonna be my bestie now. They reach their wallet and pay for another woman's drink that they don't even know.
If I go out with a guy and I'm paying for my own meal, if I'm paying for we friends. Like, oh, hey, friend.
That's a fact. We friends, because we gotta be friends first.
Friends either way.
Exactly. You need to be friends anyway. We need to be friends anyway.
Happening
hey,
we need to be friends anyway.
I have saved my money.
You gonna friend zone a man whether he take you out or not. Just because a man take you out on a date don't mean you gonna look at him like your man. Come on now.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem with women. Women want equality, but y'all don't want equality when it comes to spending y'all money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want all this equal shit. Y'all want pay and
I don't want that.
The feel of y'all. We're not talking about some. With the field is what we going with.
We want
field of women want to be treated equal. They want to
be
us. Okay, you want to be us? Okay, look, this is what we got.
What happened?
You know what I'm saying?
That's not what that is.
A man can take a woman on 5 dates and she will not pay or offer to pay nothing.
Facts.
That is a fact.
If she don't like, that means she don't like him.
Exactly.
That's why if a man go on a
like date, to eat. He can be on this third day and say, "Hey, baby, hey, I'm hurting a little bit." You know what I'm saying? I paid all my bills. I ain't got it like that.
Good for you.
Take care. See, that's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Because
I have
a question for B. Taylor.
Beautiful bum.
I have a question for B. Taylor.
No, baby, I make bread. Don't.
But B. Taylor, let me ask you a question. I have a question for you. I have this thing like women should not treat men any differently than they treat women. Let me ask you a question. If your homegirl took you out 2 to 3 times in a row, at what point would you offer to cover the meal?
I'm not letting my.
Hold on, no. If your homegirl took you out, girl, I got you. We finna go to happy hour 2 times in a row, 3 times. Would you? At what point would you say, "Girl, let me get this"? At what point would you say, or would you say, "Girl, you asked me. I ain't finna look." At what point?
I'm not dating you.
Hey, Ronan, let me go next.
No, but I said we do that for a reason.
Hey, let me give you this. Let me give you this. Hey, B. Taylor, let me give you this. Right. So my wife is a woman that makes a lot of money and been making a lot of money since I knew my wife. Right. Now, and when we first met, I wasn't in position, like just like you. I'm a woman. I'm gonna pay for my shit. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But I seen the potential in my wife. We just had to go through that cycle of seeing it, right? So this whole time I didn't complain. Your money, okay, cool. That's cool. I ain't tripping. But the moment the shit's flipped and I was the one with the money, I showed her what she could do with it. And I didn't complain. I left my checks on the counter on purpose. I'm making double what you was making in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as I pay these bills, man, you can have all this shit. That's what I'm working for. I'm not working for me. If I was working for me, I wouldn't be working.
But y'all was together.
No, that ain't the point. That really ain't the point. It's just she had the mindset of my money is my money. You get what I'm saying? But when you with a man, I'm just talking me. I don't care about no damn money. I know I gotta make it to live, but the moment I pay these bills, I could care less if that account at zero. I light that cigar and say, yeah. You get what I'm saying? And my wife didn't understand that. Like she was like, oh, nah, I ain't doing all that. And then when I got in position, I swear to God, my wife broke down crying and understood it in that moment. What I was trying to tell her 4 years prior to before that. So we never had problems ever since. Ever. But you just got to go through that. You get them, and you ain't never been through that because you make a lot of money right now. But if you was to ever fall, it will humble you because you'll be thinking like, damn, when I did have it, I was treating this motherfucker like, you know what I'm saying? I was treating them like a second-class family member type shit. You get
Glad you said that, Smooth.
But I have felt Smooth. I built myself way up. Like I have built myself up from low to high. Like I'm a hardworking person, like very hardworking. So I get that. But I'm just saying, I work so hard to build myself up to where I'm at now. Like I started from the bottom. Like, okay, like my story's on my YouTube channel. But I'm saying is that like if you're pursuing me, right? If you're pursuing me as a man, like I'm not going to be paying for you.
All right. So when does it flip to where you're pursuing him?
Good question.
Until he gets a ring, because a lot of women think that.
Question. That is a fair question. When I'm pursuing him is when there's interest, when it's a mutual, when we're together, I guess. Like when
about a second, third day, you don't know. Hey, you don't know.
No, second, third day. It's like
there's interest from the moment they ask you out. There's interest from the moment they approach you.
Like that doesn't make sense. Like if you're my man, then yeah, like I'm like, you know what, babe, let's go out to brunch. Like I got it. Like
why would you go out with somebody you're not interested in though?
If I wouldn't have made the gesture that I made,
I didn't say not interested. I said not committed because there's men who will take you out and not. And they have a agenda. Like trust me, there's men that will take you out, wine and dine you, and they have an agenda to get whatever they want and drop you. So I'm not about to be spending money. Like I need to know what your intentions are.
But you're not going to know. You're not going to know that right off.
Like if I like him, I may be attracted to him, but I'm getting to know him during the vetting. He's vetting me. I'm vetting him. Like. Show me that.
There's the key. That's the key because he's also vetting you. He's vetting you, so he has the right to say if you do have the right intentions with him too, because you have to, just as much as you want him to show him that he's a potential good husband. How are you proving that you're a good wife?
I don't
until you have a ring.
Until there's some type of. I'm gonna be me. I don't need to prove anything.
No. This is the difference. And this is what
that's not women problem. Y'all trying to prove something and not being genuinely who you are.
No.
This is why Taylor, we ain't going. We ain't going, B. Taylor. We ain't going.
Now, hold on.
You have 9 people telling you.
What the cap said, B? Where your hat set? Where your hat at?
Telling me, I'm telling y'all what I'm telling y'all.
Okay, I will say this though.
What you trying to say, TJ? What you trying to say?
I will say this. You know, I understand what you're saying, but I will concede. I will say that if I had made the gesture, and I wasn't expecting to make the gesture, and when he came back and saw that I had paid, he didn't want me to pay, so he made me take the money. But what I did though, I said, well, at least allow me to pay for the popcorn and drinks. That is to show the initial interest. If I wouldn't have done that, I don't think there would have been a second date. It may or may not. And again, hold up, please. I didn't even know if I was going to like him like that. It was our first date. But again, I treated him the way that I would like for him to treat me. And by me showing that interest, the same interest I wanted him to show me, there was a second date. There was a third date. And that I didn't pay for anything. It was a small gesture that meant a lot to me.
I've been on dates with men of different races. This is not an issue. Like, this is not a conversation.
Hey, all right, so you saying you married? You said that. But look, I'm glad you said that.
Like, am I married?
Look.
I have experience in dating. What does marriage have to do anything with
I'm
this?
just saying, because you said you knew a bunch of dudes. I'm saying, but what did it get?
Like,
are you married?
Different races. I said, as I'm dating, this is not a conversation between different men. When
different races make more money than
that has nothing to do with marriage. Now, we're talking about marriage, or are we talking about dating?
No, we talking about dating. We talking about money.
I'm just saying, but dating leads to what?
The marriage thing as a leverage, and it's like, are we talking about marriage, or are we talking about dating?
Hey, but you gotta realize, you gotta realize, like. Other races of men make money, like they make more money than us. So they are afforded more luxuries than black men. You get what I'm saying?
And they viewing you like a fetish. And most men from other races look at black men as a fetish.
So what you're saying is that when I date black men, I have to expect to at least spend some money.
No, you gotta expect that the world is on his fucking neck all day. Your man is fighting for you.
Where are you getting your information from to even evaluate the black man? Like, what
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to
evaluate.
Go ahead, Lucky. Just jump in. Go, Lucky.
So, B. Taylor, I would equate it to this.
You can see
right?
when you jump in, nobody hears you.
Hey, B.
So.
Taylor,
go ahead.
I would equate it to this. What black man do you know that on this planet, I'd care less where they at. That's a Amazon, that's a Walmart, that's a CVS, that's a Walgreens, that's a Telcom, or any positions like that's not reserved for black men. Why? Because they don't want us there. Every black man that has tried, they have scraped that nigga down to make sure, hey boy.
How has he scraped him down? Please.
Oh my God.
So I gotta ask you a question.
Look,
Can I ask you a question? I gotta ask you a question. This is my issue with a lot of sisters that think the way you think. All due respect. Where do you get your source of information for evaluating men correctly from? From television? From history? Like what is like when I go out and deal with women, when I deal with black women, I assume she might have had some trauma with her father. She might not have no father. She may not have no mother. She may have been raped. She may have been touched. I'm already evaluating certain things so I can meet her where she really is.
Yeah.
What is your source of information from when you evaluate a man?
You attracted
because
to
they don't sound
a
like it's
lot
from
of
a real
men
place.
that ain't shit. Like the man that you attracted to, the qualities of them ain't shit. And you ain't adjusted the feel yet.
That's not the case at all. I did not say that. And then he's talking about my experience. I'm just saying I've dated men outside my race.
Mm-hmm.
And all I said was this has not been an issue where they're looking for me to pay and expecting me to pay on the second and third date.
We're not looking for you to pay. We're just looking for you to show some type of interest and investment in us at some point, whether it be with your money, whether it be an act of service, something.
I don't know you by the. I don't know you like that.
I can wrap it up real quick. Taylor, how would a man? Hold on. Let me just wrap it up real quick. How would a man know you're interested in him?
How would a man know?
When? Before you say that, when will he know? And then how?
No, how? Just how? We're gonna wrap it up. How?
Because she showed up. That's how you know.
Yeah.
I'm
not going on a date with a guy that I'm not interested in.
But how would he know? How would he know? How would a man know B. Taylor really likes me?
Showing up.
I'm showing
my time is precious. I'm not.
So is the man.
So what about
his time is precious too?
So you
I never said it wasn't. What are y'all talking about?
You guys are attacking. You guys are attacking me, Taylor. I'm not gonna allow it. You guys are attacking.
We tell us some bullshit tonight,
I'm gonna let Lucky get in. She's been trying to get in. I have a question. Go, Lucky. No. Let Lucky go. She's been waiting.
Yeah, Lucky first.
You got Lucky.
Thank y'all, but I don't want to seem like I'm pouncing because I just had a question. On most of the shows, B. Taylor, you always say, but men do it too. Men do it too when it comes to dating, when it comes to body count. When I'm not saying your body count, I'm just saying when it comes to things that have to do with the behavior. Why isn't it that men do it too when it comes to finances? When you make so much money and you can get it again, but you can't unfuck men. You can't undate men. So how come it's not?
Men say don't say that. So now I'm basically saying what they're saying is don't say the same thing. Like y'all are contradicting yourselves as well when y'all bring that up.
Y'all who?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
she's bringing up previous stuff, and
I'm saying
y'all asked me not to do that, so I stopped doing that. So why are we doing that now?
No, you did that in the conversation when we were talking about even the video. You said men do it too. Well, when men do it,
what is your
I'm telling you, I'm asking you, how come it's not that same thought process when it comes to money? When Sheba asked the question, I was just wondering how come it was like, well, men do spend money on me, and since I got all this money and I worked this hard,
but my money
is a couple of dollars is not a problem. That's what I was asking.
My money is not their business until we're in a committed relationship.
So
why is my money your business?
If he treated you like that, what would you do?
It's not my business.
It got to be.
It's not my business.
If our money not our business, how about I pay for my meal, you pay for yours, we get to know each other organically.
I didn't ask you out. You asked me out.
Wow.
But you wouldn't go out with me if you're not interested. Just because I asked you out, you gotta say yes.
I don't know. I'm only physically attracted.
Women know if they like a dude the first 5 minutes they meet him, baby girl.
I am only physically attracted to you. I don't know you enough.
That goes both ways.
You so cold at moving that goalpost.
So I want to say something.
How am I gonna know who you are if I just met you?
That goes
I want to
both
say
ways.
something. I want to say something.
I can tell you
That
working
go both
news,
ways.
baby. I can tell you working news, baby.
Okay. So we're not trying to judge no
You
one. We're
wrote
not
a
trying to
shit out
judge.
there, boy.
Hello. We're not trying to judge no one, and like it's your personal life. And at the end of the day, I think our job is to talk to that people out there. So I would say, try, women, if you're listening, try both ways and see which one works.
Well, how has
That's
that
all.
worked for you?
Try which one. And hold on, B
How
Taylor.
has
Hold
that
on.
How has that worked for you?
Okay, I'll tell you. This guy, we were on a dinner. We went on. Actually, it was lunch, and I was like, okay, you know what? I want ice cream, with the intention that I wanted to pay for the ice cream because he paid for the lunch. I just wanted to return that, just thank that with an ice cream. The ice cream is $5, both ice cream. The lunch was like $40, $50. And I'm talking, obviously, it's El Salvador, okay? That's the prices here. You're like, what? You spent $40, $50? No, that's the prices here. So I wanted to return that with an ice cream. But right at that moment, he was choking really bad. Like he was coughing really bad. Like something happened to him. I literally asked for a bottle of water, brought it to him, opened the bottle of water, and paid for the water. Like this, real quick.
If somebody was choking, I'm pretty sure I would do the same thing.
Well, I'm glad that you're saying that because I'm expecting you to say, "Oh, he can choke."
Well, you don't know me enough to know that, and that's
what I'm
sad
saying.
that you would think that I would stand there and watch somebody choke because I don't want to spend money.
Hey,
if you were talking about moving the goalpost, that's moving the goalpost far as hell. Because I don't care if you were a stranger or my worst enemy. If I saw you choking, I'm going to help you.
They emotionally.
Did you hear what I said? I paid for an ice cream before that. I paid for an ice cream before that.
I'm happy that you paid for.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that is. I'm not trying to fix you or tell you what to do. At the end of the day, you have your man. You know when was the last time that you bought something. I hope that you do because he's already yours. But what I'm saying, I'm talking to the women out there. Actually, the women that are listening, try, test it, just to see which one works. If it's $5. Hey, I've been honest with a man when they take me out and they invited me out. I'm like, you know what? I would love to, but I'm sure budget right now. I'm in a tight budget. I'm honest because I want to show up to a date knowing that I can afford a meal. Why? Because I've been in the position where I don't like the treatment of that man and I want to walk out and I have the right. But you know what? I pay for my drink. I pay for my dinner. You know what? I'm going to pay for this. I have to go. I don't owe him nothing.
It shows class.
You working news, baby.
It's just courtesy. It's just common courtesy.
I don't ever go anywhere without paying for my stuff. I'm not one of these girls that's like depending on this man to feed me. Like I have my own shit. Like you like me, you saw me, you think I'm attractive. And if I said yes, I thought you were attractive. And we're going to get to know each other because I want to know you surface. I'm only seeing surface, right? Like I want to see you deeper than that. And that's going to take a couple of dates to get to know you. So during that time, you expect me to like pay for us? Like, damn, like
nobody's saying
like
that.
You're a little bit of a provider.
I'm expecting you to pay
But
one.
you just said y'all
This is what we saying.
Be
Taylor. We just trying to make sure you have some type of interest.
You know what I'm saying?
In the smallest way.
It's the panel against me, Taylor. It's cool.
Hey,
It's cool.
hey, hold on, wait.
But goddamn it, we can't let you dance tonight. Hell no.
Wait. All right, hold tight. We gonna Ronan. I'm gonna let you go. We're gonna pay some bills because I got 2 more questions still. So the longer y'all talk, the longer we stay here. I'm trying to get y'all out of this motherfucker on time, but y'all like taking these topics just running.
I'm out by midnight, just so y'all know.
That's all I'm saying. So all right, Ronan, you go ahead, and then we're gonna get you paying some bills. Go ahead, bro.
Number one, B Taylor, your Euro step was nothing but a whole full travel, full court.
You said what?
Your whole Euro step was a full court travel. Number one. Number 2, you saying you don't know that guy when he's dating. Again, that guy is evaluating you when he's dating you. It's not the money part. If he's asking for a date, he's expected to pay. But he's trying to see like, are you invested or is he as much as he is? Because if again she's gonna put her money out there, that says a little bit. That says something. That I got this man back.
Something.
But as I said before, far too many guys, when I said that the price of the brick went up, because too many guys settle for the company of beautiful bums. They want relationship welfare as long as they can get it. until like, you know what? I'm not feeling this. I'm out. And they brag about this on social media, in person, and in private.
Isn't that the discernment of the man to know?
The thing is, when it comes to the discernment, it's more than just the money. He's worried about her mindset. He's worried about her attitude. Because yeah, you can have the money, but if you're not investing time into mentally or socially, then what's his problem? Why is he dealing with you?
You just said these type of women go on social media and brag about it. So if a man was betting a woman and actually had discernment, wouldn't he be able to tell which woman he wanted to take out or not? Like that doesn't make.
We don't know the difference.
But we don't know the difference. As my brother said right here is preaching the gospel. Too many of y'all so-called good girls and hoes have blurred the fucking lines. Y'all too close to each other, and then you put.
How do you think women feel when they can't tell a Pookie and a good man?
Y'all, you can definitely tell the difference.
Definitely tell.
Stop it,
B.
Stop
Why I said the whole thing is
turn that meat on.
This is why I said the whole thing is all cap, because you know Boudreaux when he showed up with them fucking Timberland boots and them fucking N1 shorts and a tank top. You knew that nigga. You knew you were gonna get shit from him.
And y'all like that
What
nigga.
are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
And you like that dude. But if a guy's gonna show up on a date, he's gonna show up at his best version of himself. Best cologne, washed his ass, watch about how he carries himself.
Bare minimum.
The venue he's going to take you to, even if it's to a popcorn or a movie, he's going to show him. He's going to give you an introduction of his best self. But too many times you got chicks out there holding the cards like, well, I don't know until about the 8th date till I like him. Women have said it too many times before. I know within the first 5 minutes if I'm going to fuck with this dude or fuck him. Too many fucking times. So I said that was all cap. So stop it. Please stop.
So what's your question,
I don't even
Roman?
know. You be talking in
My
riddles and
question
stuff.
is-
Like you talking riddles and like I just can't follow.
No, but the thing is like, why do women look for relationship welfare fraud?
I don't
for
know.
these times?
Maybe that's been your experience. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
not my experience. It's in general.
Being attractive is not a prerequisite for wealth.
You being pretty, that's cool. That's why I said there's beautiful bums out here looking for assistance just because she's pretty. Because she could be smart as a box of rocks.
And your money don't impress a man.
Right. So why do y'all care about my money?
You missing the point. We don't care about your money.
missing
You don't care about my money.
That's not what we care about.
You're
I don't
missing
care if
the
a woman
point.
buy me some peppermints. It's just that I want to see that you, because women speak with their money. That's why women are the biggest consumers in the country. Y'all speak with y'all wallets.
Yeah.
So if I'm with a woman, she'll spend $600 to go see Beyonce. You mean you can't buy me some tacos on Tuesday? Get the fuck out of here.
Beyonce don't even know your name and will
Here you
never
go.
know
I
your
ain't for that
fucking
shit.
Prime example.
I'm not be for that shit.
I'm
You
using
get this
first
dude with
example.
a fucking cologne can that's made out of Old Spice.
If you
Stop
are
it.
somebody that I'm invested in and I've gotten to vet out, then sure. Like, why y'all in a rush for a woman to spend money on you?
You in a
why
rush for
you
me
in a
to
rush?
spend money.
Why you in a rush for me to spend money on that first
We
date?
both
I'm
better
not.
than each
I
other.
didn't have to. You asked me out. I didn't
did.
ask you out.
But that don't mean I have
if
to
he
pay.
asks you out and then he say,
Me
hey,
paying
two
is a
checks, you
gentleman
gonna be
thing to
mad?
do. I don't have to pay just because I asked you out.
I want to answer. I wanted to say this.
Welfare is a real thing.
Hey, from now on, fellas, when you take women on dates, when that ticket comes,
Wait.
make sure you go 2 checks.
Wait, real quick, B. Real quick.
I tried this running real quick. And the thing is, whenever I say real quick, niggas never listen to the quick part. They just go, right? So now I gotta jump in and I gotta cut the shit off and I gotta get back to business because we got to stay on schedule. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the passionate conversations. I'm here for it. That's why I'm sitting back. I'm just letting y'all get y'all shit off, right? People hear me talk enough, right? I appreciate all y'all for coming. This has been a hell of a conversation. I feel like it's about to get a bit more interesting. But before we get there, we got to pay some bills. And I also seeing people in the chat saying, hey, have they gave out the $100 yet? No, we have not. So if y'all still can put in your
We about to
information
give it out right now.
to get a chance to win. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, yeah, that is a good point. Sayada, you can go ahead and queue up the wheel whenever you're ready because we're gonna give it out after we get done paying these bills. But first and foremost, if I may, the life and times of dude named A with 2-piece trill. I can't believe you entertained this clip. The thing is, man, is that the reason I did is because I hear those talking points a lot, not as pointed, not as like, belligerent, in my opinion, and irresponsible, right? Because she's an intelligent person. but she was speaking from a very irresponsible perspective. But I thought she said a lot that we can kind of make some progress on in terms of, especially the part about men like valuing spending time with their boys a lot of times more so than a relationship, which is going to be my next question as to fault in regards to that. But that's why I played the clip. I thought it was a very, very, very interesting clip. Do I agree with what she said? Hell no. But I thought it'd be something interesting to break down. We're gonna keep this thing moving. Furious Robinson with the 20 ball. We appreciate it, big dog. Boys say different types of men out here because I appreciate the day one bros, but I'd rather be around a woman. TFRP, let's not get it twisted. Some men are shy and anxious and can't be around women for long periods of time. All right, Eugene with the fireball. There are many reasons why heterosexual men want to be with women in competition with each other. Would be one of the least reasons. All right. Miko, 10 ball. Men can sit and watch Peppa Pig with our daughters. They don't think it should hold our attention, whereas women think their Peppa Pig should have us totally attentive. No, in all caps. Eugene with the 2 ball. The lady in the video represents the sisterhood. I agree with that 1,000%. V with the 10 ball. I think as women, we ought to begin seeing out men as a person and not as the role they play in our life. And taking literally humanity from a person, you're going to overanalyze everything they do. I would agree with that. Gerald with the 2 ball. Shout out to Lucky and her beautiful self. Look at Lucky out here getting chose. Appreciate you, Jarrell.
You got to send more than $2 next time, my nigga.
Right, man. If you're going to choose, you got to step it up.
Broke ass.
He say she need honey.
Look here.
You can't even get a 2-piece from Popeyes with that.
Right. Come on, now. Say, we heard that wind blow. Man, Ronan has put that to rest, man. Boy, say it was his dog. We just going to lean on that. You know what I'm saying? Hawk with the 2 ball. OT voice. She got lucky. Team B Taylor. Hey, that's a fact. B Taylor held on. It was 1 verse 9. She was holding on. You gotta respect it. V with the 10 ball. Why do men have to be our oppressors? The men around me are my protectors, not my oppressors. You can tell what kind of man a woman has been around based on how they express themselves about men.
Facts.
I would agree with that. Uncle Stepdaddy, what up, G? The fireball. Money makes you more of what you are. That's facts. Yep. That's 1,000% facts. You back again. If she doesn't spend money on you, then focus on yourself, King. Especially when you have done the same thing. Reciprocation is the key.
Facts.
I would agree. Kenny T in the building says all is lost.
Man,
sometimes it be seeming like it. Salute the bro. Man. He say Dorian with the 20 ball, man. We appreciate you, G. Hold on, folks must have donated early. Okay, hold on. Let me read them in order so we can get it correct. Doran says, B Taylor, spending your money too just says you're willing to play team ball. I would agree with that. Second, B Taylor, what you sound like is the only thing that's important is the transactional aspect. To men, that translates the same way women feel like all he wants is the box. That's how women get treated as a transaction.
So by the second date, it's like, we're ready for me to spend money.
No.
That's why I said that you have the right.
I
should be like, I'll get a ring, buying some ice.
You doing that on purpose, dog. I ain't going.
No, and that's the problem. A lot of people say that in the chat that, oh, where is your ring? But like, it was a date. Do you expect to get married after a date? That's stupid. No, exactly. I was vetting the men too. I was vetting the men too. So
I eventually did. No. I sure did.
I'm not gonna let y'all.
Hey, we having a passionate discussion.
We're gonna get through
we having
these
a passionate
bills.
discussion out here.
We're gonna get through these bills. You say that passionate shit for on the back end, or when I get done with this shit, then we can get as passionate as y'all want to get. Mountain Man, last one with the fireball. One thing for sure: a woman's money never amounted to success. Attitude, delusion, and ultimately dissension follows. All right, Kenny T, how do we know?
What is he asking?
No, it's a little inside joke, man, amongst members, man. Peaches with the 2 ball. Yes, Lucky. Bingo. Salute to Lucky Dorian with the 2-ball. B Taylor PR spin is immaculate. I would agree.
Hey,
Work
Like
for
I
the
said,
Hall of
man.
news,
Fame.
bro. She
Like
Even
I
though
said.
she lifted her pivot foot.
Put
She
on
know
Mount
how to lie to
Rushmore.
the public,
Mount
man.
Rushmore.
Look, and for the record, that's how she be
Yeah.
arguing with me on the phone. Y'all say I don't hold her accountable. We be arguing for hours on the phone. Just to
I
let
am
y'all
a
know.
natural journalist. I actually work for
Travel, double dribble.
Yeah. So
See,
she know
look
how
here.
to lie good. She know
Carry.
how to give you the filth. You know what I'm saying?
She know how to finesse, man. That's what you got to give her credit. Kenny T, get somebody else.
Nah.
That's the facts. Mr. CYP with the 10-ball. We are asked by other races how to dance, to sing, to fight, and play sports, but never asked how to be in a successful relationship. But keep laughing.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Uncle Stepdaddy with the 5-ball. Sky Daddy and J Dog would be disappointed.
Yep.
All right. Real quick, man. Appreciate Crusader Nation is deep as hell in here. What is about 630 something people in this motherfucker? Make sure that y'all tap the like button if y'all ain't tapped it. We appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Everybody's presence is appreciated, man. We gonna get to the hundo giveaway right about now. I'm gonna give y'all another 30 seconds to a minute to enter into the drawing. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. And then we gonna go ahead and fire this thing up. Saida, you can go ahead on and get the wheel ready, man, so we can
Please
give away this bread, man. Like I
Please give
said,
it
I
to me,
appreciate
boy.
y'all for tapping in with us. This is our, way of giving back in some kind of way. I know people out there that spent a lot of money on this Thanksgiving food. I know turkeys is high. I'm driving down the block just now. I'm seeing the line wrapped around the block to get to parking for HEB. All of
Give it
that.
to me,
You know
boy,
what
so I
I'm
can
saying?
go
So
buy some Ocho Cinco cigars, man.
hey, so you know what I'm saying? I just
Somebody
want to
bless
say
me
that,
with that.
say on behalf of the gang that we appreciate y'all. Let me see. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, we're gonna get to the screen eventually. Hold on, I'm not seeing this either.
What are you not seeing?
Oh, the screen to
Hold
add.
on, hold on. I'm adding names still. Like they still.
Okay.
You tell me
okay.
when you're gonna stop it so I can
Y'all better
stop
come on.
receiving answers.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we'll give y'all 30 seconds, man. 30 seconds to add your name. If y'all have not added your name to the hundo drawing, make sure y'all do it. We appreciate it. While they adding the names, tap that like button, man. What else can you get content like this? B Taylor in here holding it down 109. I don't think I ever seen.
I want to talk to B Taylor just really quick.
Hold on,
before we
OT
get on
still
this.
want to fight. Go ahead, OT.
It's not. It ain't fight. It ain't fight.
Talk your shit.
It
Talk
ain't a
your
fight.
shit.
It ain't a fight at all. I was just gonna say, cause B Taylor, it ain't about necessarily the money you spend at all. So don't get that out your head. It's just simply about effort, plain and simple. Now I'm gonna use me as an example. Me and my lady. She was living in Dallas. I was living in Houston. When we would see each other, especially at the beginning, she was like, "Hey, I'm be out there. I'm coming to see you. Whatever." She got her Airbnb 2-3 days. Didn't ask me for a dime. I covered everything while she was here, but the fact that she was willing to pay for gas, because the last 2 years gas been crazy. She was willing to pay for gas and her own Airbnb just to come out here to see me. Again, I covered everything else, but the fact that she made the effort to drive 4 hours, pay for her hotel, pay for gas, you know what I'm saying, just to see me, that right there set her apart from everybody else.
I would do the same thing.
So just so I'm just saying.
No, that's different. Like if I'm gonna go out to another city to go see a guy, I don't expect him to fly me out. I don't expect him to pay for my gas and hotel and all that other stuff. I'm just saying when we go out, I want to be treated like as well. Like I can take care of myself. So that's something that's different. Like if it comes down to me taking care of myself, yes, I'm gonna take care of myself.
All right, so we have understanding. We're gonna keep it there. Look,
We here. That's hey, that's
we
one
have
thing.
understanding.
That's one thing. We got other stuff, but we'll take care of that later.
All right. All right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and drop down. They didn't already.
Oh shit. Okay, there we go.
Uh-oh.
You tell me whenever you want me to spin it.
Man, spin that mug. How
That
fast
mug
can it
stuff.
spin?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you back.
All right, my bad. All right, Saida, you go ahead and spin that thing. Man. Damn, I wish I had that Jeopardy music. I was supposed to put it
Can you
on
make
here.
it big?
But oh well, we're gonna go ahead and spin it, and we're gonna see who the lucky winner is, man.
It better be me. I'm swinging on people.
And if it's smooth, send it to $sign Trill.
Here you go. Here you go. Oh.
Shit. All right.
Nikki
Salute
Chicky.
to Nikki. Let me give
She
her some
ain't
round
here.
of applause. My bad. Hold on.
She ain't here. I'm hoping she ain't here.
With the hundo. Let me see, man. She might not be here, or the cash app may not be right.
Must be
That's what
present
happened
to
last
win the
time. Y'all said
prize.
the cash app and it wasn't the right name.
Where you at?
Now she here. She
Damn
here.
Damn it.
She here to get her bread. Hold tight. Let me see. Let me confirm it.
I don't see it.
She good. She good. She good people.
Yeah, I see her right there.
She been following the gang for a minute, so she definitely
Congratulations.
Yay! Go Nick.
Congratulations. Give her another round of applause. Man. Congratulations.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm low key hating. I'm proud of you.
Nah, man, we can't hate, man. We can't hate. Salute to Nikki, man. Can y'all see it?
Yes, we can see it. Yes, we can see it.
Salute to Nikki, man. One more time, man. We appreciate you tapping in with us, man, and showing us the love. You know, understand me that has made this platform what it is, man. Appreciate it. All right. We're gonna get to my next question of the night. I got 2 more questions from y'all. Y'all already know what the last one is, but before we get to the last one, we said, in terms of we're gonna focus in on men here. Men spending a lot of time with their friends, right? Sometimes too much times with their friends. I want to ask y'all, would y'all say that women are the main cause of that, or the main reason that a man would want to spend that much time? Are women pushing that man to hang with the boys? And how, why or why not?
In some cases, yeah.
Some cases.
Well, I would say men also have to take accountability of the type of men they keep around themselves, because some of them will be bad influence. And if I may share my experience, I said it before, I was engaged and he passed away. He was putting his friends first. And that's why I had to put the limits of, okay, I'll give you the Thursday nights and, control I have to keep him grounded at the end of the day. That's my job. But, that was his biggest mistake. He got killed actually for hanging around with the wrong people. But that was after, of course, I left, I broke up with him for multiple reasons. That was things that were going on. But what I'm trying to say is that after I left, like a year later, he got killed for that reason, and that's where like not having the right people on your around you can take you to that.
Yeah, my condolences. Yeah. I say as far as like the pushing a man to his friends, most times when I get in that position, I tend to get off to myself. Sometimes, it's the company of friends is cool, but outside of that, sometimes I need to reassess things because it's me and her. I want a clear, concise decision on things. I want to reassess things for myself. I don't need that background noise. So, every guy is different, but for me, if I need that reliable voice, then I know who to go to. But outside of that, just me.
Hold on. So are we saying that women are at fault for pushing the man to his friends?
Depends on the infraction, yes.
Okay, so generally, right? Because it's no such thing as all every. I'm very aware of that. But generally, would y'all say that women are at fault for a man wanting to spend more time with his friends than at home with her?
No. I would say no. I think men, depending on the man, most of them are accustomed or brought up as little boys being a part of a team, whether it's like Little League baseball, football. So they grow up being attached to somebody in the neighborhood, riding bikes, all of that. And they grow. So you meet them with somebody, right? They have their crew, most of them, when you meet them. So they have that brotherhood, that friendship, that circle. I think they expect women to adjust. And I think if there's cracks in the foundation, or if they need an escape, or if they just want to go and hang out. But I think if a woman is problematic, she could push them to spend more time with them.
Yeah. I agree.
Thanks.
Cause like it's like, what were you doing before you got a girl? You were hanging out with your friends. So of course things are gonna change because you gotta split up your time to hang out with your woman now. So you can't hang out with the boys as much. Why would you? You've been hanging out with them all this time. If you didn't want to stop hanging out with them as much, don't get a girl.
Yeah, I would say that women are definitely to blame most of the time. We gonna keep it real. I think that women don't prioritize creating a space for a man to feel completely free and not to worry about anything. Why? Because women have a habit of complaining. We posted a clip earlier in the week. I said it's 3 guarantees in life, right? We have death. It's gonna happen to all of us, right? Taxes. You working, making money or whatever. It's no way around it. Uncle Sam is gonna get his. Those are guarantees, right?
Yeah.
And the third one is women complaining, right? Like it could be a perfect scenario. Things could be going great. You know what I'm saying? We done went out, had brunch. You know, we done been whispering sweet nothings at each other. Yeah, I'm telling you how dope of a woman you is, how much I value you in my life, and different things like that. And then we'll get home and, you know, I got to run to the, restaurant real quick. I come out and you're going through my phone.
Yep.
It's just little things like that. Like women have a habit of kind of self-sabotaging themselves in the relationship. And that kind of causes a man to be always on guard with y'all. Just like I said earlier, right? It's 2 types of on guard. It's one on guard to protect you, your mental health, your physicality. And then it's on guard to make sure that I don't do something that you may misinterpret. Because it's like y'all said earlier, using y'all on an argument against y'all, women have ways of overanalyzing things that just don't need to be analyzed, right? Men, we very simple. Take what we say at face value 99.9% of the time. But women don't do that, right? So men have to be on guard for that. We have to be on guard for tone, how we say things, how we deliver it. Damn, that she done got a little quiet all of a sudden. We was having a good time. She asked me a question. I gave her a blunt answer like I would give my homeboys. And now I'm getting cold shoulder. Now I'm getting short answers and shit like that. So it's things like that that make us be like, okay, I got to be on guard around her. I got to make sure that I present this shit the right way. Because she may misinterpret it. She may overanalyze it, right? But when we with the boys, we don't have to do that. We just can just be us. We can be free. We can yell it loud. We can cuss. We can, however our delivery, if our homeboy out to say, hey, bro, you think I start with? Hell yeah, get your fat ass back in the gym. Hell yeah, you should. You know what I'm saying? We just get to be us raw and uncut. Right? So until women understand like how many eggshells that they put on our living room floors and the floors of our house for us to walk around, and they actively seek to change that, men will always value spending time more with our boys than with y'all. And it's because, like I said earlier, we don't have to be on guard with them. Our boys is watching our back. We could be, we could just relax. We can kick it. They watching our back. We watching theirs. We give each other grace to fuck up. We give each other grace to say maybe the wrong thing in the wrong tone or whatever. And just because that's my boy, I know it's hard, whatever. We drinking, whatever. I ain't going to take it personal.
Mm-hmm.
But women take everything personal. Literally. Everything. Even things that shouldn't be taken personal. They do. Right? So as long as that's the case, women are going to always complain about, why do you spend so much time with his friends than me? I don't understand it. So until you understand to prioritize a man feeling free from a mental perspective, it's going to always be that way. Go ahead.
So before TJ Randolph jumps in, one quick question. So would it be safe to say in some aspects you expect your woman to behave like your boys?
No, I would expect her to have grace and understanding. See, behavior is one thing, right? That's like actively doing something. But understanding, totally different, right? See, my boys a lot of times may agree with the, outlandish or just reckless way that I say things because they do the same thing too, right? But with your woman, and when we dealing with each other, I don't expect you to necessarily agree with my delivery, but I expect you to understand where it's coming from. Meaning that I'm your man, I'm your husband, right? I'm the man that loves you more than anybody in this world. I'm the man that, when your family turned their back on you, I stayed there and rolled. I stayed there and paid bills. I stayed there and raised kids. I stayed there and provided some shit when you was slacking on you, that you wasn't trying to get that promotion. You wasn't working as hard as maybe you should have. I was the one on your ass pushing you to go do it, right? So when I'm saying things, I need to be given grace according to that. Right. And that requires understanding, not necessarily masculine behavior.
I think you got more in you. Go in.
I'm open to it. Go ahead, TJ.
Well, I was smiling because I had a conversation with someone earlier today, and a lot of the things that you're saying, Trill, I've been saying to my young people that I'm mentoring. So it made me feel really good that I'm not completely crazy. I know they wonder if I am, but I'm not completely crazy. And one of the things that I say when you talk about women, I think one of the things that I often say is something in my HR stuff, always assume good intent, especially if you're in a relationship and that man is saying something to you, even, you may not like it, but if you know that this man is for you, he would die for you, assume good intent. So if you assume good intent, you can get over your feelings, you can compartmentalize, but then you can get back, okay, well, I don't like the way he said it, but what he said, I know he wouldn't be saying that if it wasn't from a good place. Also, I will agree with you, and I'm not coming from a place that I always got it right, because I clearly didn't, or I would have got married before 51 for the second time. But I will agree that when a man chooses to be with his friends or even at work more than he is home, women, we are the reason. We are the reason. So I make it a point. Again, I've learned a lot of things, and that's why I'm so joyful now. Because from the time my husband leaves to get on the road, my goal is to make sure that he want to get back to me as soon as he leaves. And that is the goal. This is out of his own mouth. I think he said it on Saturday show. Shout out to Mr. Randolph, that I make our home the safe place so he can be all of those things that Trill is talking about. So absolutely. So again, I don't ever, never want him to be with his friends more than he wants to be with me, or wants to be on the road more than he wants to be with me. So we are the reason, whether we like it or not.
And I just want to clear something up about, because this right here is a big misconception, right? Like a lot of women think that just because he want to go hang with his friends, they trying to go get on hoes, trying to go be around women. That's why he wants to do it. Like, that's why, like, why else would he want to be away from me? Like, what's he getting that he can't get from me? More times than not, if we're going to just keep it G.
Peace.
It has nothing to do with another woman. Those are facts. Because even if he go out, let's just be honest, especially if he got a face card, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, people gonna recognize, he gonna be out just acting reckless, right? So again, he's out with the guys and they just kicking it. We might be blowing hookah, we may be taking shots, we may just be sipping it. It's just a way to wind down. But it don't even gotta go out. A nigga can go to his boy house and we can just play Madden for 8 hours straight. Or 2K for 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
And be good. So just because he wants to spend time with his boys, for the women listening, right? Because this is a results-oriented, informational type of show, right? Don't just automatically assume he trying to go be around the hoes, because that's not necessarily the case. I think we need to take a deeper look in that mirror and understand and realize and figure out, how can I make home feel the way that being out with his boys or being with his boys does. And think about that, right, is that it's so hard for a lot of women to do it because they take that as, damn, it's an indictment on me. So instead of just learning from it, they like push against it. They're gonna try to ridicule him for being with his boys, just like the girl in this video so eloquently did. Oh, he's gay. He wants to go hang with his boy more so than he wants to be with women. Like he's looking for validation. He's this, he's that. This is another thing because I didn't get to address that video earlier, right? Men are not looking for validation from other men. Men are looking to dominate other men. We are competing with each other. That's what the fascination is. Men have an innate, like it's some innate in us to just want to compete. We value that over money, if we gonna be honest, because we done all been broke and we done bet each other, nigga. I bet I can run to the end of that block faster than you can. But nigga, I bet I can hit this trash can paper ball shot before you can. It's the competitive thing. Like that's what makes us us. When we around y'all, we can't do that, right? You're not competing with your woman in no aspect like that. More times we probably gonna let y'all win just to make y'all feel better, right? Because we don't want to deal with the shit that I illustrated earlier. Cold shoulders, change of mood, you taking shit personal, overanalyzing that shouldn't be taken personal, right? We don't want to deal with that. So when it's with our men, it's not that we're looking for validation from them. We just enjoy the competition. We want to compete. Because let's just be honest here. Like even getting dressed and getting fly and all of that shit, men are doing that for women. Sure, we want to look better than our boy, but that's from a competitive nature. But that's on the way to what the real goal is, to get more women. And just like y'all said earlier, oh, well, if that's the case, then why do men have to just run through women or see who can get the most numbers and da-da-da-da? Again, that's competition with our boys, but it's en route to the goal to get more women, right? Because let's just be honest here. Y'all love niggas that's highly desired, right?
I agree.
So the more women that I run through, the more attractive women that I run through, the more that adds to my resume, the more that adds to my mystique. And you know what that does to other women? It makes them curious.
I agree.
And now they want to try it out, right? So again, the end goal is always the same. Let's not get distracted. Let's not get detoured by the shit that makes us emotional. Let's focus on the end goal. And the end goal is men look for the validation of women, not men.
I agree with you, Trill. Really quick, like my husband went down to I may be saying the name wrong, where you could take your motorcycle and you go to Galveston, the rally.
My papa went there too. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And everybody's like, you letting him go? I don't want to go. It was too cold. Shit, it's too damn cold. And my husband's finer than a motherfucker. Like, I might go look. He's a good looking man. He looks like an Astros baseball player. He fine as hell. And the women got on thongs, but I'm not worried about that. Because if he's going to do that, he's going to do that. And if he's not going to do that, he's not going to do that. But the entire time, because of the freedom, he called me like every 10 minutes. Oh, you should be here. You should be here. He called me again. I guess some woman was like, God damn, you look good. And he, we're laughing about it, but go have a good time. Ride with your boys. He was riding with his boys. He came home, made it safe. So I do agree with the freedom that we give them, the freedom, the flexibility, the trust.
Baby, I would have been right on that bike.
I know you would have been.
No. Got Michael
I need time to breathe.
I don't want to go. I have my own shit I wanted to do. Does that make sense?
Ladies, the hoes gonna be the hoes regardless if you there or not.
Facts.
It don't matter.
I think that's every woman's worst fear. Like you hear it in the songs, like I'll take y'all man.
Y'all
being governed by fear.
And y'all champion that.
About
facts.
Like women brag nowadays. Like it's like side chicks are just so proud to be side chicks. They like bragging about taking somebody's man. So it's like, yeah, that's why I took your man. I gave him back after he ate my cat. Like it's just like, what you did?
What Summer Walker said, he's mine for the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me?
That was not Summer Walker. That was SZA.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I mean? SZA, my bad. Yeah.
That's what you call bookmark booty.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that shit. There's nothing special.
Can I answer the question?
Go ahead.
Can you repeat it just so I can make sure I remember it correctly?
Question is, when men desire to spend more time with their friends, is it generally the woman's fault?
I would say no, but I think that it depend on the situation. I would say no because I think most of the time when men have to look outside to get peace of mind or things like that, it's usually because they can't find a way to, like he said earlier, meet said woman where she's at. How often do men take the time out to meet the woman where she's at, to know how to talk to her instead of talking at her even when she's emotionally over the place? Sometimes we as women, we need a man to talk to us the way that we need, even when we are being emotional. So I think in those cases, what I've seen when a man leaves the house for peace, he's frustrated that he can't get the same thoughts out the way he can to those said people, his homeboys, the way he can to his woman. So I agree with everything you're saying because that's something that I'm also learning. But I also think that in those situations, I think she's not intentionally doing that. If he needs to leave the house, it's usually because he can't really cultivate an environment with said woman to communicate, because we even see just on stuff like this when having panels how people talk past each other. So if you see that and we don't even know each other, you kind of question, how do you translate that in your real life in relationship? Are you used to talking past somebody, and sometime when you're with somebody, you don't hear it the same way versus when your friend told you, your girl could have already said that, but you need somebody else to tell you to come to send you back home to have the relationship in a different way. So I don't think that they're running the women out. I think that men are choosing to go outside to kind of get that peace of mind. I don't think they're intentionally doing it. I think that they don't know how to communicate with said women, because most of the time when you hear women, when they're making an environment uncomfortable, they feel like they're not being heard, they're being dismissed. So because they don't know how to deal with that, situations can seem escalated, and men aren't like that. They're usually solution oriented. And if you're a woman who's used to just jump into your emotions, you have to get it all out before you come to a solution. If you're trying to get it out and he's just trying to find a solution before you got it out, now she's upset. You're dismissing me. It's the whole thing, and women just want to be heard. So that's my thoughts on that. But I agree with what you said. I'm just saying, no, I don't think they're fully to blame.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Il.
I kind of agree with that. I feel like sometimes the optics may look like a man is running to his friends. I think a lot of times is when you really get to know a woman, you'll realize that she only got the friends she thinks she got. And it looked like we going to our friends a lot when it's really just she ain't got no friends. And them girls that she was talking about that she said was her friends, it's really a bunch of this cabal of haters that's only convenient when she's single. And then when she get with a man, she realized she only had the friends that the man got. So a lot of times I think it's just an optic thing. It may look like that because she really don't have the support like she thinks she has.
Big facts. Big facts.
All right, did everybody get to answer this one?
What was the question again?
Question was, who's
think I did.
responsible for men wanting to spend more time with their friends than at the crib?
Ronnie, you did?
No, you go ahead, O. You go. You got it.
Man, you go and I'll go. Go ahead.
I haven't.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, Sarah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sarah.
So I agree that we can take responsibility for that, especially when we're like too needy and like we just want to be all up on them. Like definitely that will make anyone. It will make me run away. Like, come on, give me some space. But I have to say that what if a man is doing something wrong, like with his friends, and that some men will say, "Oh, you're not his mom." But you're the closest love that you're going to have. I mean, you're the woman that's supposed to keep him grounded at the end of the day. And you're watching those things. Like, for example, let me give you a straight example. Like he's stopped paying bills because he's gambling or something like that. And you know that he's doing that. Hey, those are workable things. He's a human. He's not cheating. So a lot of people make mistakes. And the way I see it is, are workable things. But if you know that the friends that he's keeping around are causing these type of things, and you're letting him know, you're seeing it, you're coming your way. So, and you let him know that this is not right. What do you do in that case?
And I think that's a situation where, again, and I think one of the women eloquently stated it earlier, like sometimes his friends ain't really his friends. Because it's not wrong with gambling, right? Like people have habits, whatever the case may be. But once it start interfering with the crib,
With your
in terms of
responsibilities.
taking care of responsibilities. If we real friends, I'm stepping, hey, bro, what the fuck are you doing? That gotta stop. That can't happen. Like so much so to where like it'll get volatile if I'm be honest. Because more times than not, he not just shorting you on that end. A lot of times he done maybe, try to borrow some money from us to go feed the habit and shit like that. So nah. We not doing that, but that's where real friends gotta step in. And in that case, you'd be perfectly justified. And like, nah, you need to cut that down or you need to cut that out. And let's say that he got over it or whatever, or stopped doing it, went to rehab, let's just say, right? But he wants to be around those same friends, you'll be perfectly validated in having the, cause to pause that you do, because that is interfering with responsibilities. Real friends is not allowing that to happen because he represents me. That's how we feel when it comes to our boys. And that's why, me and the guys say it all the time. Like, we don't hang with men who don't take care of their kids. We don't hang with
Right.
men who put their hands on women. We don't, it's just certain things, that just, no. Because when you walking around just like us with crew season and our gang and, different things like that, like, if you a part of that and you on record for doing these things, that's a direct reflection of me. That's a direct reflection of Smooth, Kenny. Like, that's a direct reflection of us. So hell no. So you're gonna either fix that, or you will be removed. One of the two. So yeah, that's where real friends come in handy. But to answer your question, you'll be 1,000% right and trying to create a barrier if they're not doing their job.
Because the way I look at it is like, I don't want to feel like I'm interfering with his friendship. And sometimes it's like some people say, oh no, you're telling him what to do and what friends to have. But I really think that you can see it. You can see who's really good people, to your, even to your parents, to your sisters, to your siblings. So I just wanted to, get that from you. Thank you.
I'm gonna say this. For the most part, no, it has nothing to do with the woman. Because I'll just use us for example. Well, but at the same time, I don't know everything in detail. But for a minute, all the guys, we was going out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but we weren't necessarily going out to clubs. Like Thursday was bowling night. Friday, we may be at somebody's crib playing dominoes. Like Saturday, we doing something like, so we wasn't always necessarily going out, but we was always hanging out with each other. So I can't necessarily say what everybody was going through at that time, but everybody was essentially always available to hang out and just kick it with each other. So, we never really talked about things that were going on in our life necessarily, but we understood that when we was together, it was a good time. I get to, like B said before, I get to just relax. I got my boys with me. I ain't got to worry about nothing. I don't have to look over my shoulder, anything like that. So we're just the guys kicking it. I got my woman at home. I live with my woman. I see her all the time. When I'm with the guys, I'm with the guys. So for the most part, a lot of times, I don't think it has nothing to do with the woman. It could be a phase. I've been in the house for 6 months. I haven't seen the guys like that. So I'm on this 3 month run where, like, for Kenny, for example, when Kenny first came back, like, Kenny was in Japan for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So anytime Kenny came in town, we was out. We cleared our schedule. We kicking it with Kenny because we understand that Kenny got a small window, and we're gonna maximize his time until he leaves. So it's like things like that. Sometimes I think that also comes into play. It's not always about the woman. It's just, I don't know. It's just something about the guys, man. You just, kick it with your guys. You love your woman to death, of course, but it ain't nothing like your guys who just, got your back, got your six, and y'all can just be yourselves a lot of time. Because with men, we can't be ourselves, but at the same time, like Ant was saying earlier, we in protective mode. We always looking around. We can't get drunk like y'all can get drunk. Y'all can let y'all hair down. And we kind of just making sure, okay, let make sure nobody touching on my woman, coming too close, nobody disrespecting. Because we all know it's guys out here that will do that regardless. Whether your woman is in front of you, you go to the bathroom, whatever, a man going to try to try. So it's different from the guys all together. Hey, but I'll be back going to the restroom. Boom. stand back. You don't have to think about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Your guys can handle it for the most part. So it's a little bit a different dynamic as far as you hanging out with your woman versus the guys. But yeah, it's for the most part, it ain't nothing to do with y'all ladies. We just like to kicking in with the guys. We don't like our guys necessarily more than y'all. Like we're in a relationship to be with y'all. Like we love y'all. And if we had to choose, we understand that it's better. We're gonna be with our woman versus the guys, plain and simple. Because we understand, even if you're upset, not upset, we're gonna be with y'all. The guys always gonna be there. Always. We understand that. So don't take it so personal all the time.
This is what I'll say on that is like I agree with O and the fellas have said. I would, if it is the sole woman's issue, then that's a whole nother conversation. But maybe sometimes I need to counsel on my guys that I trusted, the guys that have been proven to show me something that I'm not seeing. Again, they're my eyes and ears. They're the front men. They're the forward observers of certain things. Like, you know what? Did you take this in consideration? I trust them to hold me accountable because if I can't do that, they're not my boys. Period. And that's the whole thing about accountability. That's what I pride myself on. Maybe I'm out of pocket on certain things. Sometimes, again, it's like as we evolve as men, I had to mature in a certain sense. And that's why I had that circle of friends that I can trust things to. Like, you know what? You was thinking about that goofily, man. Go ahead. That was you thinking too much. Or you know what? Maybe you have a point. But if I had that circle, if that confidence in that circle, then cool. I can sit there, go back in there, reassure. I can say reassess myself and go back to that situation in an adult fashion. But outside of that, I wouldn't say it's the woman because again, maybe we're not clicking on certain things. Maybe I'm seeing things differently. But again, like as Trill said, you get sick and tired of walking around on eggshells on certain things. And you can be around your boys and really fully express yourself. And you know what? Maybe I was a little bit overboard on that. Let me try to level my understanding on things because we're different. So
I have a question for the men.
Okay.
Have any of you ever been around a woman that you just wanted to be around her? I'm not talking about her 24/7 where that's it for me. I found it.
Yes.
I mean, if I'm in a relationship with her, I already made that decision. That still don't mean she's the end all be all.
So every woman you've been in a relationship with, you felt the same way about. Philosophical.
I mean, it's no woman is perfect where she just your everything. You know what I mean? If you it's just not it's just not possible. But I can still be into her. If I'm with you, that mean I already have a great deal of amount of liking towards you if I'm with you. But that still doesn't mean I don't need my space. Because if I'm around a woman too much, I'm not gonna even be a man no more. I gotta still sharpen steel. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna like me no more. If I'm around you too much, I'll become too much like you, a little too passive. I need to be around my men's to keep me on my toes, to keep my masculine edge. That's gonna keep you attracted to me in the first place.
I think we've established that, but have you ever had a woman that made you feel differently from what you just said?
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to be around my friends at all, just her.
Not at all. That's a polarized statement.
But just around her, most of the time?
No, we're not going polarized. Oh, I'm giving up. Just have you ever had a woman that challenged your heart and your emotions?
Nah, see,
Queen.
Hold on.
Us.
Hold on, Queen. I need some
context,
clarity, because this is a bit broad.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I see what you're trying to do, but we're gonna.
No.
I need a little clarity on this.
Okay, because here's the thing. I hear the answers, I respect the answers, and I understand the logic behind all of it. But every now and then you meet somebody in life that fucking throws you for a loop. Man, woman, child. Every woman has met a man that's like, damn, that was different. Like I lost my mind in a good way. I'll never forget that experience. I'm asking you men, have you ever had an experience with a woman that felt so good? She challenged your boundaries, not in a chaotic, toxic way, but in a heart-tugging, loving way that you were like, I'm good right here. Whatever that means for you. Have any of you ever experienced a woman on that level?
I just feel like if a man is with a woman, then she kind of did that for him. But it's still not going to be enough to equate where he doesn't need anyone else.
We're not talking about if he needs anyone else. We're talking about she moved you out of the box of your comfort zone.
How?
So
say yes or no.
Yes.
Nah, because it's a vague question.
It's very vague.
It's either yes or no. Either you felt it or you haven't. And there's no right or wrong.
We need more information.
We all feel it from a girl that we with.
Okay, so that I would take it a no. I heard somebody say yes.
I'm gonna say yes, but it's like slightly. But again, it goes back to It's just it comes with the territory, and then your guys just understand. Like for Ant, I'm not about to ask Ant to go out every single weekend or even every other weekend because I know he's married. Now, if he's free, he's free. You know what I'm saying? Now, but that's on him. You know, I can't. Of course, we have no decision on what he can do. I understand he loves his wife. He'll do anything for his wife. Smooth wanted to go have lunch today and said, I'm tired up. I'm with the fam today. I can't do it. So like men understand that. Are there women who will kind of alter it somewhat? Yes. But I think as men, especially if you have your circle, you still want that man time. You don't want to deviate from that plan. Because you know, I have my me time, have my family time, I got my boys time. Like we kind of like to spread things out. We got our woman, ourselves, family, our boys. Like that's kind of how we spread out, you know, and our love and just, I guess, time, you can say. We try to divide it out a little evenly. Of course, a little bit gonna go more towards our woman, just naturally, out of respect. That's what you should do. But yeah, no, it ain't gonna change too much. A little bit, but not too much based on what you said.
And I just want to say this one thing too. I think it's easy for a woman to feel like that because at the end of the day, just based on how we design, a man is designed to fulfill. A woman is designed to be fulfilled. So it's easier, I feel like, for a woman to find somebody that just makes her just want to be, because she designed for that. And I think it's just easier for you to find somebody that just want to be around all the time than we are. I don't think we built that way.
Or maybe you've never experienced that yet.
I mean, I've experienced it, but I never met a woman that made me say, I don't want to see my friends at all. Like, I just never.
Not at all. You keep going on these polarized statements. I need you to stay in the middle.
What you saying is not in the middle, though. You saying
no, it was just a question. No, it was just a question.
Want nobody else.
No, I didn't say that.
49.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You don't want nobody 49. Else. I said the question was, have you ever had a woman that pushed that made you feel differently outside of your box of your comfort zone?
So
not wanting anybody else.
Box and comfort zone.
I don't know. Whatever that means to you. That's why I'm asking.
I mean, I've met a woman I liked before, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Trio.
I'm gonna refrain from answering because I don't understand the full context of the question. Like I said, I feel like the question is broad, so because of that,
trick question.
I'm gonna refer to what my lawyer told me. He said, plead the Fifth Amendment until we get further clarity on that.
We appreciate your lawyer skills. We appreciate
that. Nah, but I mean, just okay. I'm gonna answer it according to what I know she's trying to say. She's not gonna admit to it, right? Mm-hmm. But this is what I know she's trying to say.
Hold on,
have you ever ran into a woman that just calls you to buy into the fairy tale of things compared to what reality is?
No fairy tale.
Force you to like get off of your boundaries, force you to be a bit delusional, force you to just be so caught up in the shit that it's just like, damn, I don't even recognize who I am because this woman is just so amazing to me, right? So that's where my mind goes, right? But since I don't have clarity, and my lawyer said don't answer things you don't have clarity on, I'm going to plead the Fifth Amendment on that.
So how can I clear it up for you? Because I want to clear it up because I want you to answer.
I need you to define what that box and comfort zone is.
Okay. That's a fair question. So I'm not talking fantasy because I don't think love is fantasy. But I think a lot of Black men have not ever experienced a love that has challenged them for whatever reason, right or wrong. I'm not judging. But what I'm asking you is, I think a lot of you have had a safe interaction. You like women. You adore them. But have you ever experienced with a woman where you're willing to change some shit about yourself, your heart, and challenge yourself about the way you think, how you see women. That's what I'm asking you. Period.
But you got to be specific.
Nothing more,
in what ways,
nothing
though.
less.
Changing how, though? Because you could change me for the better or the worse.
There's a lot of
how.
men that can love a woman and cheat on her. And he said, but this one, I cut that shit out. I'm just using that as one example. I cut that out when I met her. There's a lot of women that smoke weed. Hold on. That may have smoked weed, say, but when I met her, I stopped. No other woman, dude. She didn't even ask me to stop. There's a lot of men that say, I didn't start praying until I'm asking you, have you ever had a dynamic experience with the woman? Forget your homeboys. Have you ever had a dynamic experience with a woman that challenged who you were and what you thought was right, that elevated you internally?
I said Sheba's leading the witness.
It will be more like if you ever regret like not changing for a woman, most likely, because if they change and they're with the woman. But if they didn't, they will regret they didn't. So they will be thinking right now, oh, I should have done that. Example, the person I was telling you, he's no longer in this earth. I wasn't trying to change him for a worse reason. His family told him, like, you know, if she leaves this house, you leave. Because his family, you know, like, anyways, I'm not going to give more details, but all I'm saying is that I wasn't trying to change that person for bad, but he regret the moment I left the house, he came and went on his knees and trying to beg me to come back to his house. Again, that person is no longer on this earth, and that's what can cost you. This is the ultimate thing, but things that, you know, just ended the relationship. And I think that's where Queen Shiva is asking. Did you ever think about like being with a woman and thinking, hey, she was the one, but you just don't want to admit it, probably.
And forget love or whatever y'all trying to put on it. Like, I know this guy, he played like in football and he, you know, they hurt their knee. I forgot what it's called, ACL, I think, ACL, whatever. And he just got out of surgery and this girl came to visit him. He never slept with her, but he liked her so much. He was supposed to be laid up in bed and having an elevator. He got up on his crutches and made her breakfast. Never touched her, but he liked her so much. It wasn't love.
Are they together still?
Listen, it was courting. It wasn't, I said he never slept with her, but he liked her. It was something about her that drove him to do something for her that he could never do.
What did it turn into for him?
He wanted to do it. It wasn't, see, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a transaction. He wanted to do something differently for her in that moment.
In a moment. Exactly. We feel that way in a moment, but
that's fine. I'm not trying to put parameters on. I'm just asking you, have you ever had a moment? You're trying to make me, I'm saying whatever that means for you.
I mean, everybody had a moment when a girl had them feelings.
Just say yes or no. If you haven't, you haven't. It's not a right or wrong answer.
It's too broad.
But a moment's passed.
It's too broad.
See,
okay. All right.
I would beg the question. Did the man change for her? Or did he just unlock some shit that was already there that he felt like no woman before her was worthy of? Because those are two different things, right?
I think he unlocked some shit.
Right. So changing means that you're damn near unrecognizable. Like you're a different guy. But I think most men are capable of those things. Like we have that in us. But I think men are very aware of the type of woman who's worthy of that. And so we kind of safe keep that until we run into her. But I wouldn't classify that as changing. I would classify that as just unlocking some shit that was already there. I was just waiting on a woman worthy enough to receive these benefits. So that would be the only question that I would ask in return to that.
We want to be inspired, not changed. Inspire us. Don't change me. Inspire me.
But when you said, because the first thing when you said challenging, I got confused too, because when you said love is challenging, are you saying the challenge would be the fact that he's not used to it? So now he's making adjustments that he normally wouldn't make?
So when I say challenge, Lucky, let me describe it. When I'm gonna try to come up with the most basic example I can give. You go through, like when we go through school, you go through elementary, middle, junior, and high school, and then college. Every time you start a new level, you go to the bottom. You're challenged because it's a new curriculum. That's it. It's a new curriculum. What you've mastered before and what you felt safe in before. And when you go on to that other level, another woman, another experience, have you ever felt challenged to think differently, to explore differently, to get outside of your thoughts about women, whatever that means for you. Have you ever been challenged by a woman in the most beautiful way? Not with her challenging you, where you feel like, I'm going to do something different this time. I'm going to show up this time. whatever that means. And all of them have said, I think OT said yes. And everybody else
like those movies where he meets the woman and he feel like he got to keep up with her.
Not keep up with her. She just maybe. Have you ever done something for a man you would never do for another man again?
Yeah, currently.
That's it.
I got you.
Okay, that's it. They're making it too complicated.
Yeah, that's
the question was complicated.
Yeah, it was.
All I'm doing is listening to my legal counsel, man.
What you got caught up in, Trill?
Nah, but real quick, man, we're gonna pay some bills and we're gonna get to the last question of the night. Y'all already know what it is. If y'all are familiar with this platform, so I want y'all to start getting y'all answers ready as I'm paying the bills. First and foremost, Amaj with the 2-piece. Spend the money on the kids. Look here, man. This cruise season headquarters, we love the kids, man. Salute to all the kids out there and the dope ass dads who raising them, because we don't get enough credit for taking care of our kids. So salute to all the dope black men raising their kids. Kenny T, the wheel was rigged. I want my money back. Hell no. Our sales is fine. We ain't giving Nathan
no refunds.
Hell nah, man. Salute to Nikki. Dr. Cotton with the fireball. B. Taylor, you glowing tonight. You ain't got to spend nothing until about day 4 or 5 with me. And the fake D clip, the extreme BS of it. People fooled and agree.
Period.
Getting toes up here. Boy, Ronan with the 20 ball. So you had to get tires for that gospel, man. I appreciate you, man. That's love, man. All right, who we got? We got Amaj with the 10 ball. All I'm thinking about right now is some damn collard greens with neck bones with the motherfucking bacon grease, etc. Good night, y'all. Till next time. We appreciate you tapping in with us, man. We almost wrapped up, man. Dorian with the 10 ball. So in plain English, the question, have you ever met a woman that made you change your ways? Okay. That's fair. And I'm still gonna refrain from answering until I get a bit further clear. But last question of the night, man. If you was advising a 19-year-old in terms of navigating the time that you spend with your friends compared to your relationship, what is a healthy balance? If you was advising, ladies, I want y'all to speak to the women. Fellas, I want y'all to speak to the men. What is a healthy balance of time? If you was giving him advice, they say, bro, I know these, I know your boys, you know what I'm saying? This is a new environment for you, whatever relationships, you got obligations over there. I know you like spending time with your boy. Like how like what type of game would you give him in terms of navigating that? Anybody can jump in first. We ain't going to know.
I'll go ahead and go, and then I feel like it's a little different because I feel like I lost friends once they got a man. They kind of like deserted their friendship. I think a lot of women do that. Once they get in a relationship, they just act like they don't have no friends, and they expect men to do the same thing. So my advice would be for women is like, you're deserting your friends. Don't expect him to do the same thing. A lot of women get mad and say, well, when he leave you, you're going to come running back to us. It's not about that. It's about, yes, spend time with your man, but also it's okay to take time apart from him and still keep your friends too. Because if you guys are suffocating each other, it's not going to work out in the end. Like y'all are going to, like I said earlier, find things about each other that's like annoying. And it's going to be times 10 because y'all always around each other. Like, I know you like him and I know you just want to be up under him all the time. But at the same time, let him miss you and let you miss him. Like, so when y'all come back together, y'all can have that spicy time and it can be more passionate. And, so that would be my advice. Don't desert your girlfriends. And also, don't come to your girlfriends with every problem you have about your man. Because if we're talking to 18-year-olds, like some of your girls, they toxic. So when they hear any problems that you have with your man, they're going to automatically be like, it's his fault. They're not going to be able to decipher and be able to break down that you are also the problem as well. Because if you have constant friends that's always telling you that you're not wrong, stop going to those friends for your problems. If they never be like, oh yeah, girl, he this, he that, and they'll never hold you accountable, you need some new friends, or stop venting to those friends, because they are just going to tell you everything that you're going to want to hear. And I've been guilty of that myself. So if you have friends that's going to tell you everything, and you may not like what your friends have to say, but those friends that are challenging you, those are your real friends. So stop running from those real friends and stop being mad at those friends when they're holding you accountable and be like, oh, you just, I don't want to hear her. I want to call her. No, go to the friends that's going to tell you some stuff you ain't going to like to hear, because those are the ones that's going to actually help you in your relationships in the future. That's my advice.
All right, man. Ill, we gonna go to you, bro. You're advising a 19-year-old dude. How do we navigate that, man? Between spending time with the boys, spending time with your girl.
It's kind of tough because, I mean, to be honest, a 19-year-old today, I would say, I would advise him to focus, first of all, just try to be focused on himself. It's kind of tough to be in a serious relationship at 19 in today's time anyway. But if you're going to do it, just keep it light. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't put too much obligation on your girl or your friends. Just try to keep things real light. Don't try to put too much put too much on it, because y'all young, for one. You don't know what you want yet. So you might even be friends with her 5 years from now. You might be friends with your friends 5 years from now. Just take things a day at a time and just try to be optimistic about the time you spend, and don't depend too much on the other person for too much emotional stability, because y'all so young. You know what I mean? It's just hard to focus at 19 on a serious relationship in today's time, to be honest.
All right, Miss TJ. What advice would you give a 19-year-old girl on how to navigate that in terms of that time designated for the relationship compared to that time designated with the friends?
Well, interestingly enough, I really don't have much to add to what B. Taylor has already said, to be quite honest. So less is more. So I concur with what you said, quite frankly.
All right, that's fair. Ronan, what advice would you get a 19-year-old dude, man?
First, I tell him, like, look, you're a walking affirmation. And after that, you need to be around friends who will treat you as such. Not just hold you accountable, but will challenge you to be a better man each season. You need to find a healthy balance when it comes to a woman. The one's going to treat you like that guy who's going to lead her forward, to protect her, to provide for her, to procreate with her, and problem solve for her. But that healthy relationship you need to have with yourself. And when you have that level of balance, you know how to manage your time with your friends. Those friends are proven. That title of friend, brother, especially, you can't give that loosely. You have to vet them because they're a better representative of yourself. So when you need those answers, those tough answers, those friends will hold you accountable to it. They'll say some things that you don't want to hear, but you need to hear. And that's what love is. Love is required of a fighter. And you'll have those friends who will fight for the best part of you, rather than you being complacent and being a failure or a buffer for their bullshit. That's how I feel.
I love it. Miss Lucky, what advice would you get a 19-year-old, man, on how to navigate that friendships compared to the relationship?
Navigate the friendship compared to the relationship. I would say spend as much time with the person you're with as you want to. I think sometimes we try to say, oh, am I spending too much time? Am I doing this too much? Just kind of let things flow and let you guys' chemistry and the way that you guys want to direct your relationship go. Now, I think that it is important to have an outlet, but sometimes your partner is your best friend. So then sometimes you may not notice that you're not spending much time with your actual other friends, because now your partner is becoming your friend. So I think that if you have relationships where they can't get enough of each other. So I don't think that every single relationship is that. So I think y'all should just bounce off of each other. And like she was saying, you want to have your friends, make sure your friends are okay with said relationship, and don't let your friends influence you to hang out with them more than being with the person that you're with, because ultimately at the end of the day, you're trying to look to marry that person, not your friends. And I think that also you should probably start to change out your friends to have friends that are more so in a relationship or married. Instead of keeping your single friends, I would say watch out for the friends that want to remain single. And most of their advice is pushing you in the direction to leave your relationship for every little thing. And that will let you know how much time you should spend with those people versus who you're with. So I would say the person you're with, try to make them be the more of the bigger influence, other than people who are already have the results and relationships that you want. Those should be more of your friends, in my opinion.
I like that. I like that. Oh, you advising that 19-year-old dude, man. How would you advise him to navigate that, bro?
Man, it come down to balance. You got to spend time with your woman. You got to spend time with your boys, and you need that time for yourself. So try to divvy that out as best you can. If one have to sacrifice at the time, I would say, of course, pull back a little bit from the boys. Spend that time with yourself. Spend that time with your woman, if that's what you have to do. However, you still, regardless of all that, you still need that time for yourself. Understand who you are, understand your likes, your dislikes, and whatever friends you do have, you need to make sure that it's a solid circle. If you do come to them to vent or whatever you have going on, like you don't want them to be yes men. If you're wrong, you need somebody to tell you that you're wrong. You need to have those uncomfortable conversations, and that should transfer to your relationship with your woman. Like it shouldn't be your woman. You shouldn't be running over your woman all the time, having your way all the time. Your woman should be your soundboard as well. So if you choosing friends and your woman that you can easily manipulate, or always, as soon as you say something, they agree with you all the time, they ain't the people that you want to have around you. So you need just a solid soundboard. You need some solid friends, a solid woman, and just get to know yourself better. You're 19 years old. Half them friends won't be there. More than likely, that woman not gonna be there. So, what can you do as a 19-year-old to further yourself? You know what I'm saying? So once you get to 30-ish or whatever it is, you got to think ahead. A lot of times we think so, in the moment, 2 weeks from now, whatever. We don't think long term and longevity. So those uncomfortable conversations definitely need to be had, and just work on yourself at the end of the day, because friends gonna come, friends gonna go, women gonna come, women gonna go. Focus on yourself regardless in all of that stuff.
I like it. Miss Aida, giving advice to that 19-year-old, man. What would it be?
Yeah, I like everybody's answer. B. Taylor pretty much nailed it. It's different than her answer at the end from the B. Taylor from earlier. I was like, I was like, okay. I like it.
That
I
mess
like
with me, girl. It's all love, though.
I was like, was that for the show? Because this is different. I liked it, and I agree with you. But it's about being with people that held you accountable. People that push you for the better. And not everybody's your friend. Friends are seasonal. Like you have those kindergarten friends, then you have the ones from high school and so on. And there's just, you can count it with one hand, the people that actually stay with you through thick and thin, because your friends are also very committed. And there is only one person that I can call and she will recognize it on my tone of voice. What's going on? They recognize it. So not everybody's your friend. And that's the advice I can give. Like, just really think about who's around you.
I like that. Miss Queen.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
All right, what advice would you give that 19-year-old girl on how to navigate time spent with friends compared to time spent in that relationship in regard to her man? Like, how should she temper her expectations? Or should she?
That's a good question. I think when it comes to friends, she definitely should. A friend is a friend until they're not. That's what I would tell her at 19, based on everything that we're seeing going on in the world, especially with Shanquella Robinson. A friend is a friend until they're not. And they was rolling deep. They was rolling deep until they're not. I would tell her, they come and they go. But your foundation is your relationships with your loved ones, whoever that is, your man, your family, your father. So a friend is a friend until they're not. And et tu, Brute. Y'all remember that with Julius Caesar? When his friend stabbed him and he was like, you too, Brutus? Et tu, Brute. So come to know that somebody's going to betray you sometime in your life. And you prep them for that betrayal so that they're not completely caught off guard, where they can't recover from it. That's it.
I like it. Man, if I'm getting advice to that 19-year-old, I would say, man, don't let your woman guilt trip you into turning into somebody you don't recognize. A lot of time, like men, because we love that woman so much and we want to make her happy and we don't like seeing her cry. We don't like seeing her mad. We don't like seeing her just in any type of discomfort at all. A lot of times we'll cave according to what it is that she wants, even if it's unhealthy.
Especially
right?
when you're young.
Right. And let's just be honest here. Like most women early in a relationship have a very unrealistic view on how much time that they should be spending with you and how much time that you should be spending with your friends. And like I said, because they're so willing to just cut their friends off completely. Like, I don't want to do nothing with y'all. I don't want to hell no. Me and my man. My man is my best friend. That's just what it is. Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there has to be some type of balance. There has to be some type of, like, again, we spoke about it earlier. That's why we lay foundation, personal time, personal space. And it's not, just to say like, hey, that man's just annoyed by you. He just wants to be away from you. No, it's because I need time to miss you. So that way this doesn't get stale. When you with spending so much time around somebody, you begin to take each other for granted. It's not intentional. It's not, that I'm maliciously trying to down you or maliciously not trying to spend as much time with you as maybe you would like, or maybe I used to, or whatever. But it's just, this has become very normal to me. And sometimes you need to step away to realize what it is that you got at the crib. Because that right there is one thing about these panels, and that's one thing about, going out to the club and, hearing so many women talk and, with so much relationship, dialogue back and forth, you begin to have a newfound appreciation for your partner, man. Because of what people that gotta deal with out here, right? But how would I know that if I'm shelved up like a hermit crab with my girl 24/7? Right. So as a man, I would say, don't let her guilt trip you. Keep that time with your boys, man. Keep that personal time to you. You got to make time for you, and whatever that is. You ain't got to be going out to the club. It ain't got to be playing 2K all day. Y'all might link up and go fishing every Saturday, or y'all might link up and go fishing. Or go play basketball every Sunday. Keep that. Hold on to that. It's gonna make you a better man for your relationship. Because when you begin to change in too much, and you look in that mirror and you don't recognize you no more, you ain't doing nobody no good, her included, despite what she asking for. So that would be my advice. And at the end of the day, like, if you have a real woman, if you have a woman that's worth being with, she gonna understand that. That don't mean she's not gonna try to buck the system early, and she's not gonna try to guilt trip you anyway, try to make you feel guilty for doing it. But eventually, if you set that standard and you stick to that, hey, not baby, I understand what you're saying, but this is tradition. Me and the boys gonna play basketball every Sunday. That's just what it is. You're gonna have to accept that. Eventually, she's gonna accept it if she loves you enough, right? And at that point, you get to carve out your time for you, to recharge, to come back to that relationship, to be the man that you need to be within it. But if you don't, that relationship will crash and burn. Book it. Mark my words. So that would be my advice, man. On that note, we're going to wrap this thing up, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in with us this evening, man. It's been a hell of a conversation. Happy Thanksgiving. It is midnight. So a round of applause for Thanksgiving, man. Everybody about to eat good. Turkey is on the stove, in the oven. Ham is in the oven. Macaroni's in the oven. Look, everybody eat good, gain all that weight.
Yeah.
That we need to gain for these holidays, because we gonna get back to the gym after it's over. But right now, we gonna enjoy this day, man. Be around family, be around people you love. Don't be around no bad energy. Like I always say, man, love each other, take care of each other. We are all we got, bro. That's
Can I
just
say
real
something?
right. Yeah, go
True,
ahead.
real quick. And for those of like, I know like a lot of us have a place to go and we're looking forward to it. I know this may be a first for a lot of people that may have lost family members during COVID. People are cooking right now. So if somebody didn't call you or text you, don't sit at home alone. Hit them up. Say, hey, I'm gonna swing by if that's okay. So don't sit at home and be like, oh, they didn't invite me. Like text them. You know, people are cooking. They may not be thinking, going through their head of who should I invite, who's alone, who lost who. Don't sit and wait. Be proactive. Don't sit there and be depressed. Get on that phone. Text some people tonight. Can I swing through? Is it okay? Throwing your jogging suit and head out. That's what I want to say.
Facts. Go ahead, Rona.
I definitely say I agree with Queen Sheba. I know it's a full moon on that, but definitely because I do a dual wellness check. Check on your people. Check on someone who needs that time. Sometimes that voice can help that person this time of need to be thankful for someone who's listened to them. And personally, I want to know when this Mac off is going to happen because I want to do my research on who
I
does
ain't touching
what.
my mac and cheese. Like, look.
I'm just saying for Team Iraq.
I'm here for it.
Mac off does.
TJ, where are you located? Where do you live at?
I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
I mean, we close enough. Queen
Right up
Sheba
the
B.
street.
Taylor. I mean, close enough.
I'm
Close
in
enough.
Houston.
But
You know,
yeah,
it could be a meetup for a Mac off.
Hey,
yeah,
that's
man.
fine.
I have no issues showing y'all how y'all supposed to cook things.
Well,
I
y'all
have
just
no
post it on
issues.
social media and then we'll go in and vote.
But I wanted to say honestly, I wanted to
Mhm.
say honestly, I appreciate these conversations because it's needed conversations we need to have as a people. We've had these echo chambers out here talking about fear and fair corn, all this goofiness. We need to talk about these issues that people are paying attention to. Like they're going through these things real time, and some people need these solutions. So that's why I'm motivated whenever we have these conversations. I'm here. I make time. And you guys push me to be better, especially with the results I'm seeing right now. I am most thankful for platforms like this and those similar to this. So that's what I wanted to say.
That's love, G. Go ahead, TJ.
Oh, I just wanted to thank you all for having me. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed the banter. I enjoyed the pushback. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for having me. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm going to bed.
Yes.
Good
Right.
night. Good night.
Thank you, man. Our pleasure. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Like I said, on that note, we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. I appreciate Crusader Nation. I've been booming all night, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat, all the mods. Daryl, I see you posting all the links, man. Make sure that y'all subscribe and follow these amazing panelist pages. If y'all are not already, if y'all are, again, tap that like button on the way out.
Mhm.
Gonna be back at this thing, man, next Wednesday. Y'all go enjoy some of that food, man. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Take care of each other, man. We gone.
Thanksgiving crew.